So yeah, I think this is the right stream this time.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess we'll find out in a little bit whether the thing starts actually playing on YouTube or not.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, YouTube. YouTube doesn't even notify me about my own damn videos. Like, seriously, the YouTube notification game is jank now.
Horrible.
Even with the damn bell clicked, it's absurd.
Horrible.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, look, AK's up. Nope, it's over. Oh, click. It's done. Oh, I missed it. Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Yep.
Oh, shit, baby.
Exactly. Okay, we are here. OTDA is in the chat. Phil H is in the chat. Forrest is back. And we are here with the ladies again. Manic Meeks is back with us. I don't know why she keeps hanging with us because we are just
because you're a lovely bunch.
And we are always happy that she is here. Meeks, say hello to the folks as you pour. Let them know what great things you have coming up. I know you got like 30 things happening at one time.
Yeah, my channel is I gotta concentrate.
Don't spill.
It's all the way to the when I tell y'all it's up here, it's up her high. Hold on, I need two hands to show y'all. It's
steady hands. Steady hands.
It's up there. She up there. So I gotta put her back down. But I got lots of things going on my channel. I'm watching a ton of stuff. Anime, live action K-dramas. I'm getting ready to start Pokemon Snap. So I have lots of things going on over there. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. Have you watched Kung Fu on CW yet?
Because CW is they some assholes for the way I do my things, and I just don't want to chance it with them.
Yeah, they do be sometimes. Yeah, I know a lot of folks that got dinged, like when Black Lightning started, and they were trying to do the reactions. Like, this is free advertisement for y'all. Like, what
it really
what
is
are you doing? Yeah,
it really is. But I don't have time to like. I just don't.
Understandable. Well, if you want to watch it, just to watch it, it's actually turning out to be a very good show.
Okay.
Me and Amy are going to be talking about it actually, like right after the three of us are done.
Cool.
Here with our panel. Lauren, say hello again.
Everybody loves
We're in the correct stream this time. Yay!
Yeah, fuck you, okay? Friday.
Shout out to my notification system on my laptop because it's awesome. Save the day.
Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, we are here to chat about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And along the way, you know, we're going to have to talk about that guy that I like to call Not Cap with his fake ass.
I call him Captain Fapton.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, I guess that works too. That does work too.
Yep. Yeah. His janky ass shield.
It just his little tinfoil shield. That's what it is. It's tinfoil.
Aluminum foil. He really tried it. Aluminum foil.
I'll wait to give like all of my thoughts on that until we get to that episode. But I have to say, bro, you really came into this fight with super soldiers with your little tinfoil, and you were surprised that it got bent up.
He did.
My guy, my guy. You thought your little star was gonna do something? For fuck's sake.
Man's got to cosplay somehow.
I guess. Coming in looking like the freaking what the hell is the man's name? I even feel bad saying it because I don't remember his name, but the old man from Up.
Oh yeah, I've watched.
He looked exactly like that. The shape of his face and everything.
Yeah, he was not good looking in that shit. It was not made for him.
Honestly, I don't think he's really that attractive.
He's okay, but he looked.
But with that, he looked like a little kid trying to cosplay.
Everybody was like, "Ew."
Yeah, one person was like, "Oh, Captain Schmapton." Seriously, man. Oh my goodness. It is, and again, my phone's going off.
People know.
It always happens that you know people love me like and want to talk when I'm doing stuff. When I'm sitting here lonely on the couch, don't nobody be calling me.
They know better. My friends know better. They know what's up. Usually I'm sleeping at this time.
I ain't as popular as you though, so yeah.
I just put my phone on mute. Like if my phone lives on mute for most of the time, and then I forget that I actually like where it is, and I have to hunt the whole bedroom for it. I'm like, oh, look at all these people have messaged me. Oh, diddums.
Yeah, I keep it on mute as well. Like, no, I gotta feel you in order to see you. If I don't feel it and I don't know your call, why are you calling me? Somebody died? Don't call me.
My intuition and my Lauren senses aren't triggered, I'm not answering.
That's usually how I am when I'm at work. YouTube, I give more for the funsies. So, Actually, James, you are correct. At least Chicago finally stopped holding my damn package. And they sent it across the state line. It took 2 days for this box to get over the pond from Scotland to Chicago. And then the assholes held it for 2 weeks. And it came yesterday. Just saying. It's just absurd. It's absurd. But anyway,
snowballs.
You know, I won't. You telling me about snowballs? You know, look here, okay. I'm doing this first, okay. Just so you know,
I'm mad it's gone. It was all gone in the in the chroma. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Okay. Well,
do that.
Let's see. Okay. I'll turn off the effect real quick because I just want to show like how awesome that looks in there. All of these.
Is it like marshmallow?
No, it's that chocolate arrow effect thing. Like it's the whipped chocolate with the air bubbles that they've been doing nowadays.
We've had that for fucking years.
So what? Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Meeks, if I knew where you were, I'd invite you over. I mean, I kind of know where you are, but not like in the city where you are. I'd invite you over and share this with you. But by the time you could drive over here, I think it would be gone.
It'd be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd have to drive back home.
Join the snack swap.
I mean, actually, I literally have a whole box though, Meeks. So if you want it, you could totally come over and we could have some snacks and some wine and drinks together. Okay. Where are let's go beers? Yep. I got the beers right here. Yes. But I'm taking a chocolate break and it is good.
Bless it.
Oh.
Bless it.
Yes, indeed.
Oh thank you, Air, for coming on.
Like what was my boy? What did he used to say? Cat Williams. She coming in a Honda. I don't know why that was what he said, but that's what he said, and it was hilarious when he said it. And Meeks knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about. That's why he's laughing so hard.
It's pretty fucking funny.
Sorry.
Oh.
Comedy. Mm-hmm. The guy in AK's background needs some glasses.
He is real close to the screen. He is.
You know what? He does. I don't even know who that man is. I don't know where Manic Cam got this effect, but I'm using it. And this guy is famous because he's been in a lot of my streams now. I feel like I owe this man a beer. I don't know. He's like been keeping up my background. So yeah, I don't know. We might have to make that happen. But anywho, back to what would you call him, Mix? Captain Facton.
Captain
Facton.
Mm-hmm.
So episode 1, New World Order. We got Sam coming in, and I'm sorry, the chocolate is melting in my fingers. We got Sam coming in, and he's doing the twirlsies in the sky. He's got a mission. Mm-hmm. What's his name? Is it Bartok or
Baltrak?
Baltrak?
Something like that.
The French dude that's an MMA fighter. Okay, mm-hmm. He's on the scene. He's trying to kidnap some folks, and Sam needs to stop him before they get across the country lines because the U.S. is not allowed to operate past that border. And of course, it's Sam. Sam's a professional. He knows what the hell he's doing, so he makes it happen. And you know, his guy on the ground is this little young buck called
so
Torres.
cute. He is so fucking adorable.
He is absolutely adorable. However, and we find out later, you know, he does have some skill. He's very good at getting the secret intel and going in and doing things, but he comes off as being a bit of a noob in the first real situation.
He's so excited.
My boy, you got the camera out, fully taking pictures.
He's so excited
of everything in sight. You even go up and ask somebody, so what we supposed to be doing here? This is the Fact Smashers thing, right? Bro, you don't ask questions in the flash mob. You either are part of it or you not. You're going to get yourself killed out here, okay? This is not Glee. We're not about to break into a dance. It's some real shit going down. What are you doing talking to people?
Him's adorable, though.
It's that I think that was actually my first bullet point is Torres is going to get killed. We're not going to see this boy after episode 1. And that's
I didn't expect to see him again because I was like, well, I'm not quite sure.
Me neither.
Because then they were like, okay, well, here he is. He was in episode 2, and then we didn't see him really again until episode 5?
4 or 5, I think. Yeah.
I think, yeah. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I mean, they only gave us 6, which I was pissed off at. After like the first 2 episodes, I'm like, this is it, 6? That's all you're giving us. WandaVision.
Like, granted, these episodes were a lot longer than the WandaVision episodes, but still, y'all were wasting 10 minutes of those episodes on credits and not giving us any after credit scenes this time. So I need you to do a little better, Feige.
But they started off,
but a little better.
They started off completely different because at this show, you saw people were dying. Sam was killing people. He was yoinking people out of the helicopters. And I was like, oh, wait, he's dead. Oh, Disney's killing people out here in these streets.
Yo, you know what? See, and I know this is probably going to sound bad, especially the folks that don't know me, haven't been on my stream to know how my outlook on some things. What's good, Nida? Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
I've been telling people that Disney is dark as fuck for years. Years. I don't care about these little fairy tales and animations that y'all be doing. Those fairy tales come from some very, very dark stories. They are not nursery rhymes. And there's nothing happy fairy tale about it at all.
They're deep, dark folklore with parables and morals and stories about really horrible people.
Not anymore. Now they're about pretty princesses.
Old age equivalent of like true crime stuff.
True crime, including death and a hell of sexual assault.
Yes,
is where all of these stories are coming from. Okay?
But now they're about pretty princesses being happy.
So they say. But this is how you know Disney is finally starting to upgrade, because they're actually showing this shit now. It's not a secret that they have acquired Marvel, and they have acquired all of the properties that go with that, except for one, fucking Sony. But that's a whole nother subject. All of these stories have some very bloody themes in them, and I was very skeptical about how some of these properties were going to be handled, but Disney has not shied away from the dark, and I'm like, okay, I'm here for this. I'm here for this, and it really starts showing in this first episode, where they are actually showing Falcon going in and not just grabbing someone and gently throwing them into a bush.
No.
People are dying.
They are in the Independence Day Canyon.
Right, we are on the clock. Okay, we don't have time to fuck around.
Helicopters are blowing up.
No Philly flowers around it. No, you go in. Whoever got to get got. You save the guy. You go home. That's it.
And didn't they transition into like Bucky and then one of his nightmares where he was ripping through people?
Yeah, where the Winter Soldier was going in and right, like, see, they were saving that for just the big screen now, but especially since WandaVision, that's where it started, with them doing what was really going on and not shying away from the dark themes that have to go into properly telling these stories, and I think it's great. So thumbs up on that. Thumbs up on the open sequences.
I think they'll be doing much more of that, because if you think about how they're going to be, they're folding in some of the old Netflix characters. So you've got like the Punisher, Daredevil, things like that. Those are very hard, gritty things, especially the Punisher. If you're going to start crossing them over with like Nick Fury, who's already dodgy as fuck, he's the dodgy of the dodgiest, right? And then you'll add in magical elements from like Stephen Strange and all that. Like you're not getting away from it. It's one of those things that where realism has to take over from fantasy and really hit home for it to be an authentic looking story and set it apart from things like DC.
The stupid dark.
But you've got to show the consequences. Say
that Disney's dark and that Disney's all fluff with Marvel and DC is all dark and real. No, bruh. Y'all thought that's what you were doing, but that's not what we were getting.
Snyder knows exactly what he's fucking doing.
Snyder had it. All the other shit is what I'm questioning.
I have not seen that yet because it's so long and I don't have 4 hours to sit.
That's so good.
I understand, but make the time. You won't regret it.
Because I have to record it. Because you know me, if anything I watch, I record just in case I want to put it up.
Break it up. Come on, no. Look, we look, we'll encourage you. We can do a group watch with you if you want, and then you could just cut us out of the frame and just use what you do.
There's no such thing as cutting.
Have you seen the new Mortal Kombat movie, by the way?
Of course, I put that on my Patreon. Oh, people who complain about that are crazy. You're insane.
You know what? I got two of these. Okay, sidebar. Here's one of our tangents. Beautiful. Mortal Kombat. Yo, for anybody that's complaining, think about Mortal Kombat Annihilation and compare that to this, okay? You have not a fucking thing to complain about. Stop it right now. No, it's not perfect, but it was still a very enjoyable movie. Cut it out.
If you have been a Mortal Kombat fan since maybe the Sega Mega Drive when all the games were out, right? And you've watched this evolution of all the games, the content, the YouTube series and stuff like that, this is the pinnacle of fucking everything. The fact that they've got Hiroyuki Sanada in this, and like fucking the other dude that was in the Raid.
Yes.
And the fact that all these people are doing actual fight scenes. They have the skills, they have the everything. And the fact that they had to tell them to slow down, like Sanada and the other guy, to slow down so the camera could actually keep up with them. Like, this is like a whole other level of filming, and like the changes they made to
hold on.
Shang Tsung and just
hold on. I'm sorry, because all three of us, I know we have feelings and things about this. I will propose that we do a Mortal Kombat chat.
Do it.
Sometime very, very soon, so we don't lose it. But that's gonna, if we continue, I'm gonna throw that into a whole thing, and we'll be here for 2 hours just talking about Mortal Kombat. So I love that you have that. So let's shelve that, guys. We will do a Mortal Kombat chat. Hopefully we can squeeze
I can't shelve it.
You're the busy one.
Already out of the box.
Mix, you're the busy one with the schedule. Okay, so you got to let us know if you could fit us in. Pen us in for like tomorrow or Sunday. Sunday actually would be better.
Okay, sure, yeah. I'm good on Sunday.
Okay, all right. So if you want to do it on your channel, let me know. Otherwise, I'll set it up here and we'll do the thing.
I like
2 more things and then I can let it go.
2 more things, go.
2.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Jax's fucking clap back. That was spectacular. Jax being done properly by an actor that I've followed since Buffy, Angel. That's the best role I've ever seen him in. And just to see him do that proper clap back, he's the right height, size, build, everything's uniform, spectacular. And then the minute I seen the Kung Lao's the spinning hat effect from the fatal.
They took him from us too soon. And okay, one more thing. They took him from us too soon, and this wasn't the combat that I expected. It was good. I liked the scenes, but this is still supposed to be a contest. Even with the invasion, there needs to be actual.
They're doing a setup for 3 movies. Well, 4 movies total. So this was the introduction, and then the next one was the tournament, and then the next one was supposed to be the after the tournament and the invasion, and then the fourth one was the ending.
I needed them to frame that better, especially the thing with Scorpion. The guy that was playing Cole, I like him in Wu Assassins.
Yes.
He's great. He was really good in the Raid, but I did not like that character. Was not needed in
it wasn't.
In the movie. It wasn't at all.
I like that he's the pull together. But, so I'm okay with that.
He connects with.
And I would also lick the back of his neck. You're welcome.
Okay.
We're gonna end on that.
That's a good stopping point for this tangent.
Okay. Back to the show. Me. Okay, so I have 2 other bullet points. Well, the last one I'll save, but my other one is, again, I thought Torres was gonna die, but he doesn't. He actually has a pretty decent role set up for him. And I was hoping they would give us that in the finale, but they didn't. But that's all right. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see him next season. I'm pretty sure we are going to get a season 2 from everything that I've heard.
They need to.
From all the rumors that I've heard, we're getting a season 2 for them.
Good.
I think they're already setting up to do a Loki season 2 as well. And I need people to just not come into these stories being noobs. That's it. So Meeks, you go first. What's your 2 or 3, whatever, how many ever bullet points you got, and then you, Lauren.
The first one was the upping the violence, which I enjoy because people were like, oh, well, in WandaVision, she didn't really hurt anybody. She didn't. She only yeeted one person, and we didn't know where that person was, and that was the beekeeper. No one knows what happened to the beekeeper. And this one, he's Falcon at the time. Falcon was yeeting people left and right. They were hitting rocks. They were dying. He had an explosion. And I'm like, okay. Oh, all right, then. It's a different type of series. We're focusing on the action. We're focusing on the things. All right, cool. I'm here for this.
Needed. Absolutely needed. Agreed.
And then we got some Bucky. Let me tell you something. Sebastian Stan, that's my man. All right.
Y'all love
I know. Listen, Falcon, his real name is Clarence, since Clarence's parents got a real good marriage. We know this.
My God. I was thinking about doing a damn video about that yesterday.
We know this. But there's something about Bucky, my little Mad Hatter from Once Upon a Time. There's something about that man.
Yes, you are the only one that has made that same comment with me, and I love you for it.
I just love him so much. And I didn't expect them to give these side characters their shows. I just figured that we were just gonna not know about them. Like they messed up with Black Widow. They thoroughly messed up with Black Widow. And the fact that they didn't drop Wanda, Sam, or Bucky. It was very exciting to see them in the same show and to see them working off each other because they're both clowns.
Yes, yeah, they are.
Clowns.
They
are.
Are.
They're clowns
their chemistry
together.
Is so good.
Yes, and you can tell that not in the first episode because they don't really get to see each other in the first episode, but you can tell that in later on episodes. But I just like that it's my Sebastian, and not to mention that we see how troubled freaking Bucky is.
Oh yes, they go deep into his pain and inner thoughts and how truly insecure he really was throughout his reconditioning, and even now still. Like it's refreshing to see because a lot of times the shows and not just Marvel, there's a lot of different properties that do this. They will brush over that whole thing, and I love. And they started this with WandaVision. Is actually truly dealing with the mental health of what our heroes actually have to go through and how they process that. And I think that's a great addition, a great element to show on all of these shows. And I hope they continue that.
Me too. We need it. I just
Lady Lauren,
so bad. Miss Lauren.
Okay, so my main favorite thing about the series as a whole was it was completely a jump away from WandaVision. Yes, WandaVision was a very experimental kind of TV show, but my main complaint was the amount of credits, the little tiny episodes, even if they did line up with the TV shows that they were reflecting from the different time periods. I also admit that, yes, I may have expected more from WandaVision, but what I expected from WandaVision, I got from this show.
Yeah.
Like, it was a full Disney package plus more. Like, they upped their game for this. They basically said, like, yeah, we're not going to separate really the movie style and the TV style. We're going to make it all one thing. So it's more current with the whole storylines and whatnot, and we're going to flesh out these characters that we don't really have time for in the main Marvel movies. And I love how they did Bucky and going into his mental health and things like that, his PTSD, his insecurity, his basic psychology, and feeling like he has to right his wrongs. Like, everyone can relate to something along that lines at some point where they've had to mentally retrain themselves or search for help to help, like, undo damage that's been done in the past. Those were really good moments, and the action scenes, everything was so good. Barnes Emo as it was like these stand out like surprise for me because I was like, I'm expecting not to like it, but by the time we got like halfway through the series, I was like, how would I actually marry this man? Just to see how the relationship went. It would be very fucking interesting. That's for
you know
sure.
what Zemo is? Zemo is the Vishon of Falcon.
Yes, he is.
He is the breakout Vishon. That's who he is in this show, and I'm here for it. I'm
It's
here
the coat.
for
It's
every
the
last
fur.
bit of it. Aaron, you are not late, my lady. You are right on time.
Yeah. You just missed the Mortal Kombat rant, so you're basically actually on
You'll get
time.
more of that over the weekend.
Yes,
we'll work that
exactly.
out.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like I loved his role in the TV show and just being a general delight to see and have around, and like finding out more about him and his position and who he is as a person, because I don't think we really got that in the Avengers where they introduced Black Panther. It was just like, you're a villain straight up, blah blah. But he had a reason because of Sokovia and whatnot. But we get to see more about him, where he's like very sleuthy style. He's royalty. He's a baron, you know. I got the cash.
It's not just a name; it's an actual title.
He's a more fun Bruce Wayne without the bat costume, and his Alfred's like the super old guy that just manages to get things done somehow. Like he's got dance moves as well. He's
just a more fun Bruce Wayne.
And he's got like the I don't even want to say kooky Alfred, just the real Alfred, almost like if you watch Gotham, you know, when Batman was growing up, that Alfred would grow up to be this old Alfred in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If it smells bad and it's past expiration date, go ahead, give it to them. And he just laughs like, I am so glad you are back, sir. I'm like, that is the realest shit ever, because that is like two people that you can tell have this great history and father-son relationship together, and they're just vibing like there was never any time that they were apart. Bam, right back to the show. He
reminds me of like a cross between Alfred and Lurch from like the Addams Family.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. I like that he's just there. He's almost vampiric in a way. It's just this butler just happens to be there, and of this band, and he's so awesome. He's so good.
God damn you, James. Light vision help work on Sam's album. You know what? That's the next episode. We're gonna get to Sam's album. Actually, it's not the next episode, it's the third episode. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Don't worry.
So yeah, the overall like aesthetic, the storyline, how it's proceeding, the Baron Zemo just as himself is fucking awesome. The way they kind of bring Sharon in, and how she's maybe the pawnbroker or one of the power broker or one of the power brokers, because it's like a title, not necessarily a person. I like that. And I mean, you have to give props to the fake Steve Rogers captain.
Well, that's actually going into the next episode. Before we get into that, the last highlight I want to bring up for episode 1 is Sam going home.
He got that reality check. I knew it was coming. I was like, it's about to be a race check right up in here.
There's all the people that could need a reality check, honestly, I'm surprised that he's the one that needed it.
He should have known better.
He should have known. That's why his sister was looking at him the whole time like.
It's funny for me to watch that, because he's very much reflecting Steve in a certain way, and I would expect him to like know that, because my conversations with you and like Oh my god, Timo and Tony and other people of color, like I would expect someone like Sam to kind of know that hardship and know what that's like, but it seems like he's very much in the same mindset as Steve, because didn't Fury have to sit down with Steve and go, yeah, you may see humans, but not everybody else sees that as an
the
equal.
world as what it is, not what you want it to be.
But I also think that is him being in the military, because the military likes to give you the sense of we.
Yeah.
But when you leave the military, it ain't no we, it's who are you, dog? What
and
are you looking at?
Sometimes it really depends on what you even do and accomplish in the military to whether they even have your back or not. And that comes up in a really big way. Within the next 2 episodes. So, but again, we'll save that highlight for that.
He should have known better. I knew it was coming. I was like, his sister was like, "Don't do this. You're embarrassing me. I already went through this by myself. Now I got to go through this with you, sitting next to me as the Falcon. The Falcon don't get paid for being the Falcon."
I mean, first of all, the man came up talking about, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? Bitch, how do you not know? How do you forget? How do you forget who the Avengers are? You ain't forget shit. You just weren't paying attention because there's too much melanin in his skin. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then when he figures it out, Sam tries to play along still, like, oh, I didn't want to say nothing. And what happens?
Yeah, you got to shut down.
You got to pull out your portfolio. And then he says, well, you have a good plan, but what's like your capital? And his sister, again, has it exactly right. How are you expected to have income when you don't exist? He's been gone, erased from everything for the past 5 years. What kind of income you think is happening during that time?
Plus, Tony Stark ain't paying anybody.
But
I'm saying.
See, that's what I'm saying. And Tony, he funded the group, but Tony's not here anymore. Now, that's not to say that Falcon couldn't get help. Honestly, I think if he would have picked up the phone and said, hey, yo, Pepper, let me holler at you real quick. Pepper absolutely would have helped him out, and it wouldn't even been alone. She'd have just been like, here, please.
I would have asked.
Do you need anything else? Do you need me to send people down there with you? Do you need some new tech?
I would have asked.
I had their back, but he, for whatever reason, didn't think to ask. And I'm like, you're going to go to a bank where you should have already known the shit was not going to go the way you thought it was. But you have this, I don't even want to say trillionaire, because I think they've got a hell of a lot more money than that. You have this one of the sweetest people in the world that you legit could just call and say, yo, Pepper, this and this is going down. Me and my sister, he wouldn't even have to finish the sentence. What you need, where you need it.
Exactly. I need assistance, please.
And that's exactly what Pepper would have done. New tech, everything souped up. Bucky wouldn't have had to come in at the end of the damn season holding nobody's engine. Pepper would have had their back. But you chose to go through this whole song and dance. Why?
I guess it's because it's Steve.
You were really that much in Steve's feels that you thought this was going to work out like that. Come on, bro.
I felt like it was the I'm going to do it by myself situation. And I talked about that on my channel, where sometimes you don't want to ask for help because you feel like you should be able to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't do it yourself, like you're incapable of doing it. It's just that right now you're just not you're it's not capable. I don't want to use that word, like he can't do it himself. It's just that it's so much more effort to try to figure out a way.
Right. The resources are out of your grasp. For other folks, they might be able to touch those resources and be able to give a hell of a lot less than you brought to the table because they have the right skin tone. But baby boy, you don't. And you grew up in this world. Never mind what you've done in the military. You've been in the world a hell of a lot longer than you were in the military. You should have known where that conversation was going to go. And you completely ignored and sidelined your sister when she tried to tell you, bro, get your shit together. Because had that been me, boy, I can't tell you how quickly I would have went upside his head.
I would have flamed his ass.
Went left real quick.
I would have flamed his ass.
easily,
boy.
Flamed
his ass in the parking lot. You wait till we get down this motherfucking parking lot. It's gonna be more than just handing these bags of food. Like, bro, what you got me in there looking like a damn fool for? What the fuck? What did I tell you?
And she said it the best. Mom and dad were giants in this city, and we saw that come to fruition. That was not just words. I don't know what exactly their mom and dad did, but in New Orleans, they were damn near royalty. All they had to do was pull their names out the back. Hey, yo, you remember Joe and Carly's son? You know, and right? He asked for help. He utilized. He had to use his parents' name, but okay, whatever. That's what you got to do. Then that's what you got to do. And look at all the help they got. We could have taken care of this again with one phone call. I did the shit. You're not gonna tell me different.
Here's the thing. I just felt bad for Sam because I've been in that situation where I didn't open my mouth. Yeah. I didn't open my mouth and ask for help. And I had to go to court to be evicted. And my dad was like, why didn't you say anything? And I was like, because I felt like I could do it myself. But he was like, when you realized you couldn't, you should have called us and we would have been able to quickly help you with the $400 you needed, as opposed to now paying $3,000.
Yeah. The court
and I was like, okay, that was my lesson. I learned my lesson. I was like 22. I learned my lesson. Because now I'm like, at my big ass age of 36, mama.
You know how fast? You know how fast?
I need you to send me something real quick.
Can I get like a little tips, please?
I'm just saying. Can I, mom? I sound like Stewie. Mommy.
You can ask my dad right now. He will tell you. Yeah. I mean, and he would say that to any of his kids. If you need help, maybe I might not be able to do it or do all of it, but
yeah, I can help you with something.
At least talk to your people, you know, because you never know until you open your mouth. If you sit there suffering, it does you no favors, especially later on when you have those conversations. Like, all you need to do is talk, and that's actually a point that I'm going to bring up when me and Amy talk about Kung Fu later, because if you know anything about Asian families, and I'm not talking about Lil Ricky, who was like the first or second generation coming up that lived next door to you and his parents were Asian. No, I'm talking about they just now came over. And
they are tight,
and they are tight. If you think Black families have issues talking about problems, oh my God,
Asian community doesn't say shit.
They don't say shit. Literally having to have like gangsters come to the door because moms took out a loan that she didn't want the kids to know about. Mind you, the kids are a doctor, high in the fashion industry, and another one. She was off.
They could have easily probably given her whatever she asked for.
Easily, had they talked, and it got even worse because the dad found out what was going on with the mom because the loan shark she went to, the bill came due, she couldn't pay, so they went over to Pops. Pops didn't say shit also, and ended up getting his ass beat. And then they come together later saying, "Well, I was trying to protect the family," and Dad's like, "Well, I was trying to protect you." Open your fucking mouth and talk to your people.
I always yell about that. It depends. I can't remember what show it was. There was one show. Oh, it was Lock and Key, where I was like, "Why is nobody talking?
Communication. That was a big thing. Me and Lauren said the same shit. We live streamed all of our Lock and Key videos. We were always saying the same shit. You assholes don't talk to people. That's how you run into more and more problems. And then even if you do talk, you ignore it and you don't listen.
Or you don't say the whole thing. Like, yeah, I'm not okay, but what about the rest? You're not okay. And you went to somebody else for help and they told you no. And that made you even like, can you finish the sentence, please?
Exactly.
Don't put a period. I need a semicolon or a comma. Like you got to finish the sentence. So yeah, I'm like,
and that is exactly what we see happening here with Falcon and his sister. His sister does try to be the real. She's one of the realest characters in this whole story. She gives it to him straight 100% every time, but he only hears what he wants to hear, and it really does take him falling flat on his ass to really wake up and see, okay, I need to go a different path.
And then having Bucky in his ear and being like, you a bitch. You give it the shield. You a bitch. You a bitch. He real close like, you bitching. You bitch ass. You bitch.
Why you get a shield away? Now you can't get mad you gave it to him. I didn't give it to him. I mean, but you did, though.
My boyfriend, my lifetime partner, fucking gave you his shield and you gave it away, you dick.
Like my road dog. And that is actually the perfect segue to get into the next episode, because that bill comes due very quickly that Sam wrote. You know, he gives the shield to the museum and he thinks he's doing the right thing. And it was a good gesture. I totally understood why he did it. However, young man, you should have seen the fuckery again before the fuckery happened. What happens? Next thing we know, it's a new Cap is back that they talking about. And we got the motherfucker with the up helmet sitting in here cosplaying.
Captain Fapton.
Not my Cap. I don't give a fuck. No, nah. I will not call him Captain America. He's not Captain Fapton. That's what he was. And Bucky has a real issue with this. And again, this is why I said I love how they're dealing with mental health on this show, because eventually they go on this mission, and while Bucky, he's seeing his feelings, he's got an attitude with Sam, but he knows the work needs to be done. So they start doing the work, he's throwing shade, and they get to the thing, and I think it's Bucky that actually goes into the van that they're following, and he sees this girl, and he thinks that, I need to help her. He learns quick, fast not to underestimate these assholes, because that girl is the leader of the group, and she kicks his ass. Plain and simple. And then what happens? Captain Fapton and Battlestar come in.
Battlestar Galactica.
And they think that they're gonna save the show. And what happens? No,
they get their ass beat.
They get their ass kicked too. And everybody gets away. And then we get to that truck scene. And Bucky, Bucky stayed side-eyeing. He wasn't hearing shit. Sam tried to be nice. But then he can't, what Captain Fapton say? You know what? It would look real good if Captain America's sidekick was my wingman. And that's a little bit when he started waking up. That's a little bit when Sam started waking up. Like, you know what? It's always the last line.
Exactly. You always got to keep talking. Can you shut?
If you would have shut
the fuck up.
and the cool thing is, and this is why I will always say I really liked Battlestar throughout this whole series. Because whenever not Cap is fucking up, the camera will pan over a little bit, and Battlestar will be looking at him like this.
Yes, Lamar with his.
He was not having it. He will call him out. So yes, Battlestar was good. He was a good sidekick. He did what he was supposed to do, but he let that loyalty to his friend, cloud his judgment a little bit, and it was really sad how that ended up. But that aside, though, again, this is where we start to see everything happening. Sam and Bucky, they jump off the truck, and it's 30 miles. Just come back and work with us. And they get to the police station, and they end up having to talk to Bucky's therapist, and we find out what the real issue is. Bucky lets it come up. Steve gave you that shield. You just gave it away like it was nothing. And that makes me think that maybe Steve was wrong about you. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me. And again, shout out to the Mad Hatter. Sebastian Stan had them emotions on lock in how he delivered those lines. Perfectly well done.
My feelings was hurt for him. I felt bad for him.
And it did. I couldn't even believe that I didn't see it that way.
Me neither.
Because it's so obvious, like, holy fuck, yeah, he absolutely would think that. Because he has all of this in his head. And granted, I know everybody always says, well, he was the Winter Soldier, he was brainwashed, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
But he still remembers it.
That's the same shit that Steve was on. But you know what Bucky said when Steve brought that to him? Yeah, but I still did it. He recognizes that it doesn't matter. Those actions still happen. He has to be accountable for that. And if he's not going to hold himself accountable, then how's he going to move past that? You can't just ignore it like Steve did. That's why I will always be Team Iron Man, because Steve was completely wrong in that whole damn situation.
He just wanted everybody to get along.
And this is what Bucky brings to that therapy session. And I think that is really where Sam even more so starts figuring out, okay, there's extra shit down.
There are layers to these onions.
So many layers. Yes. Go ahead. Speak on it. And Lauren, you go right after Meeks.
Okay. So this episode, they tried to, the beginning, they tried to make you feel some type of way for Captain Fapton. And I was just like, I'm like, look at him. He got all the tokens around him. Look, he's got a token wife and he's got a token friend.
Now, granted, I'm not the only one that saw it. They even started it with the fucking band, the band that they gave him. That's where they started it, talking with, and I saw exactly what they were doing from the beginning. I just didn't want to say it. I was like, you know what?
Here's the thing.
Maybe I'm wrong. No,
he's not. I truly believe that Captain Fapton has no racist bone in his body. He's not racist. He's just I don't know what it like.
I can't even say misguided because that's not the right word, but it's along those lines.
It's something about like status. Is it classist? Is that what I say?
Maybe. And he wants to show that he's not like the quote unquote other white folks.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not the white folks. I'm Captain America. My name is John. I'm Captain America. I'm Captain America. Like, don't pick up that fork and I'm Captain America. Oh, you need some assistance because I'm Captain America. I worked with somebody like that who got a job as a supervisor and introduced himself as a supervisor every single time something happened. Oh my gosh, you need napkins? I got you those napkins because I'm the supervisor.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly what he did. Yep.
So that's what he was doing. And I knew, and I'm just like, oh, okay, you're trying to make me feel some type of way. It's not working. Like, oh, he has all these tours and he has these medals. And I'm like, okay, how does he, I was waiting to see how people feel. Cause sometimes people feel one way or another about their medals. They're either like, I earned these medals because I helped save people, or they're like, the shit I did to get these medals, I'm not okay with. And John was a part of that. We found out later on. Yep. But I'm just like, you're trying to make me feel some type of way about him, and no. And people are like, well, I don't have a reason. Like I watch other reactors, and a lot of people were like, I don't like him because he's trying to be the new Cap, but I don't have a reason to not like him. And I had a reason to not like him because his attitude was nasty.
Already from the very beginning. From the very beginning.
His attitude was nasty.
It was
entitled. It was the entitlement that he felt that he was Captain America. So I called the shots. But people seem to forget Captain America is not a military rank. You don't rise up the ranks to be Captain
Let's be
America
real. Steve was a fucking private in the U.S. Army. He was not a captain.
Exactly.
Okay?
They made
Remember that.
To put him someplace. It's not an actual military position. So I'm like, so it and the way he kept involving himself, and then oh my gosh, when he jumped his ass into Sam's and Bucky's fight, and he was like, well, we rescued you. You did? Well, bitch, did you get the bad guy?
Where are the bad guys?
I missed that shit.
Why are all four of us sitting here tired with our asses kicked?
Do you want a fucking cookie?
Exactly.
Right, come on now. I totally agree. His fucking attitude absolutely stank. And I noticed the weird token placements around him as well. And like, really? I'm like, but you do get the sense that he's not like racist or anything like that, but his entitlement is beyond a joke. Like, even for me, as someone outside the US, seeing a US person in the Captain America uniform, just forget about Steve Rogers for a second. Like, it's just the level of entitlement goes from normal American entitlement, right? And that exists, guys. It really, really fucking exists. I mean, the American entitlement that I've witnessed is ridiculous.
It's horrible.
But in this case, it's through the roof. And I think they did that on purpose because, like, that's reflecting basically what's happening round about now in real world. Realistically, people are just like, oh, but I'm not going to wear a mask because that's inconvenient to me, even though it's for the greater good, that type of thing. Like, but he's like, yo, I'm fucking Captain America. I got all the medals. I got this, that, and the next thing. Like, I've done this, and that. I deserve. It's like he's owed. There's an owed. I am owed this uniform. I am owed the respect instantly. You know, I am Captain America. Yeah, we can see the fucking uniform that you've got on and the fucking shield that you didn't earn. You know, like, and the difference, the fine difference between him and Steve is that Steve would introduce himself as, hi, I'm Steve Rogers. It's not, hi, I'm Captain America.
I'm Captain America, yeah.
Like,
Steve Rogers always introduced himself as Steve.
As Steve, yep.
The truck scene really fucking just absolutely nailed it. Like, and the level of disgust for me, with the way they were talking to Bucky and to Sam, I was just like, you're rolling up here expecting this to be a friendship, a buddy thing, a good cop, bad cop
with
kind
no
of
work.
movie type deal. You know,
No
we're all
work.
friends in the wild, wild west. Yeah, you can fuck off. Like, we don't know you.
Fuck right
Yeah.
the hell off.
We
That's what
don't know who you are. We didn't ken your gang. Like, yeah, you've not been here. You weren't here for a fucking Infinity War. You weren't here for the for Endgame or anything like that. But you here fighting in the big fucking multicultural battle that included everybody from space and everywhere else. No, you fucking weren't.
Right.
So it makes you think
all
you've got
ends of the fucking galaxy came to Earth to handle this shit. Where the fuck were you?
What makes you think that you can roll up and just start talking to Sam like he's fucking shit under your boot, like you're bigger and above him? No, I don't fucking think so. It's that cultural shift that's portrayed really well in there, like the idealization of what America is, and the mythology of what America is versus the actual reality of what America is. It's how I felt when you guys were telling me about your insurance, like, and Meeks off screen was telling me about how much your glasses cost, and I'm like, what? And that's how I feel when Fake Captain is basically talking to Sam or Bucky at any given time, not even just this episode. Every
single time I was audibly like,
he does not learn his lesson.
Just utter disgust. Like, I saved
you could
you.
tell it.
You want a fucking
from the very
apple or
beginning.
cookie or something?
Who's the first person that they showed us in his life? His wife, who I did not get at all from that first conversation. That person with them, that they were married.
I did because I'm
he was an old friend, which was fine. But they're married. Okay, cool. But again, they started it there. They brought in she's gorgeous, so please don't take this as anything against her. But she quote unquote passes. And what they're trying to say is, no, look, his wife is part black. No, look, his best friend is a black dude. You know, dark skinned black dude.
And Lamar
did that on purpose.
I thought she was Asian.
No.
No.
Go look again.
She's like, if I were to straighten my hair,
yeah, basically.
Like if this right here wasn't as Afro-y, people wouldn't know.
I've been told many times, even though I think I'm brown, I'm what they say, like teasingly caramel. Like like if my hair was different than it was, and
I feel like the light is making me more yellow. Like I'm not this yellow.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm this yellow. But
in my brain, I'm not. But from what everybody else tells me, apparently I am. So that's what they were doing with bringing his wife in. Look, his wife is part black. Look, his best friend is black. Not only black, but a dark-skinned black man. So no, he's not racist. The band they gave him, I'm sorry, when has a band like that ever been anywhere near Captain America?
None.
They did
that was for Sam, and they were like, shit, we booked it for Sam, but we can't unbook it, so we got to keep it.
Exactly. So we got to mix it in, and you know what? He's the perfect person because he already has those things ticked on his report card.
I think
that's what they were doing with that, and it actually, for anyone that doesn't know his original origins from, and I'm not talking about like any of the newer Marvel things. I mean, from way back in the beginning, he was actually brought in to make Steve Rogers look bad as Captain America, so they could take the shield from Steve and give it to him, because he was more of the U.S. military man in the comics. That was his original intro. So the way they melded this in with John Walker, perfectly done for the scenario. Perfectly done. It made all of the sense to me. It pissed me off, but it was well done.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because I don't know much about the comic background. Like I
try
call
not to
myself
put too much in the comments when I watch your reactions because I don't want to spoil you.
Well, I call myself a Marvel Cinematic Universe reactor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen all the movies, and this is the first time that I've actually delved into the shows. Like I know they were like maybe 2 or 3 shows before, like Cloak and Dagger and the Agents of Shield.
Yeah, so those are the outside, technically outside Marvel properties. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't watch any of those. So me learning about who John Walker was came from just like comments from people I trusted.
Right, James. Mm-hmm.
Comments from
he's right. He's totally right.
He is absolutely correct.
They brought out all of the stops for.
I was like, look at Sarah. Hey, Sarah. I was like, hey, Sarah from Good Morning America. Look at you. Couldn't. Well, Michael Strain, he was already gone at the time, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah. So he would have been there too. Because he would have been there too. So I was just like, okay, listen. Like
they pulled out all those stops just so they could really try to show, this is America. We're together, and it's not really about what you think it is. We're trying to bring everyone. No, it's the government saying the same old bullshit and trying to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, like trying to put who they want in place, and that was that. So
that's why they lied to Sam. That guy when they were at the museum. That guy knew exactly what was happening.
He knew then.
He encouraged Sam to donate it because he knew they were going to come in and swoop that and give it to the white boy.
Yep.
That was always the plan for them.
Pretty much.
Sam didn't see it for whatever reason, but that was always the plan.
You have to give credit to the show for the amount of realism that's in this.
Absolutely.
Is so good.
It's so good.
Spot on. Every aspect that they did was chosen carefully and done correctly.
I would say it's up there rivaling with things like The Punisher. Even though the Punisher and the Netflix
Punisher has some issues, but yes, I
had some issues, but it was more in line with the actual comics, if a bit more stylized to be kind of very modern.
Wait. I love you, Nida. I love that comment.
But continue. That's a really good one.
It just having that realism there is very. It's something for something that's meant to be. When it comes to Captain America, be very stoic, very America with its deep philosophy and just its grandiose nature. And then just putting that up against this double edge of entitlement and all this crazy shit that I deserve this, I deserve that, I'm a soldier for this and that. But the other side of that is most of these soldiers and whatnot aren't really respected fully, and it's and the government taking the piss and doing whatever the fuck they want,
and that's always what it is. Day in and day out, it affects some people differently. Some people it doesn't affect at all because the system works for them. But for a lot of us, it doesn't, and we end up basically being stuck. And if you catch yourself being like Sam, you catch yourself being like Sam, and not wanting to see the world for what it is, then you end up in those same feelings that Sam and Bucky had. And Kate and Nida, for y'all that don't know, Can't Hardly Wait was a movie that came out in 1998. And remember, it came out in 1998 because it was right after my high school graduation. And there was a time in Hollywood when they were specifically making movies for class years. And Can't Hardly Wait was our 1998 teenage coming of age movie. And it was hilarious and stupid. It starred like every teen from every teen drama that was out back then, and it was glorious for all of its cheesiness. And I would still say, go watch Can't Hardly Wait. It's hilarious. Okay, so let's move on along. We've actually gone. I think we did a little more deeper dive into the psyche of our characters for the second ep than I thought we would. But that's what we do. We're thinking minds. So now we're on to episode 3, The Power Broker, and this is where I like to say the things really start to happen. We get introduced to Sharon again. We get introduced to Zemo again. Zemo's been on lockdown, but he's had his ears to the ground. He knows what's going on, and Sam doesn't like it that they're even thinking about talking to Zemo, but he goes with it because he knows they need leads. And actually, small tidbit, jump back to the last episode. Sam and Bucky again still refuse to work with Not Cap and Battlestar, especially after that stunt where he came into the police station stunting again, trying to swing his dick around, talking about, they're not going to have time to go to these therapy sessions. It's on record now that they don't have to do that anymore. And the therapist is like, and who the fuck are you? Who did that? And he's like, well, that Captain America, I got the power to do that. They're going to be working with me. So those men never said they were going to be working with you, my guy. Again, the entitlement and what he thinks he's actually going to do. And Sam and Bucky again let him know it's not going down. So he thinks he's going to put some bass in his voice. He starts to puff his chest out a little bit. Well, you can go and do what you want to do, whatever, but stay the hell out of my way, okay? If you ain't going to help me, I'm be on the team.
Rude as shit.
Bruh, the disrespect. The disrespect. I'm
Utter
like,
disrespect.
Okay. All right. And yeah, see everybody throwing out lines from Can't Hardly Wait. I appreciate y'all that know what Can't Hardly Wait is. Damn it, Meat Meeks, I'm mad that I didn't know you were here when I first started, because we talked about all of this nonsense.
I watch all the things.
All of them.
All the things.
Oh, man. But, and we get into, and if I remember correctly, this is also near the end of the episode where that line where John trying to swing his dick around also starts to backfire. And we get Zemo, they go talk. Bucky's like, well, I got this hypothetical plan, Sam. And we see the plan playing out as he's explaining it. Next thing we know, Zemo's in the room and Sam is like, bruh, the fuck? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, look, you want to help. This is the help we need to get. He's the only one that we can go to. So it's not like we have a lot of resources. And Bucky's right. They don't. They got to go with what they can get. So he goes in. Zemo is the fucking man. Zemo, he calls his old butler. Alfred comes up with the plane. And they have their little talk in their language. And I think it's hilarious because, again, they're making jokes with each other. And it's just good to see Zemo in that light. Mm-hmm. And, again, we saw a little bit more that there was more layers to Zemo when we first met him. But now it's even more in the mix because you get to see how much he really cares about his cause and why he cares about it the way he does. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting to go through and see someone's psyche like that. And you get Sam and Bucky, and dressed the way they need to dress to go undercover. They're going on a mission. And Sam is, talking about, I look like a pimp in this suit. And
he looks great.
Just side eyes him like, only an American would think a fashion-forward man dressed like that looks like a pimp.
Exactly.
And Sam has to check himself like, wait,
damn.
Was that wrong? Oh,
yes.
Sorry. Like, yeah.
And Zemo stayed looking fly, just to let you know. Zemo stayed looking fly.
Son,
he broke out of prison. It was like, okay, we get free these wings. And he was flying from henceforth.
Zemo was Agatha. With the fashion, whether you liked Agatha's character or not, that whenever you saw her on screen,
she's on point,
hair, perfect, outfits, boom, on everything. Point. That was Zemo. And
I looked the back of his neck too.
What's his name? My guy, Leland Philpott, the guy that did the track mix for the Agatha song. He took that and put it to an hour-long dance scene with Zemo. With that song playing in the background. It's freaking great. It's on Twitter. Y'all, you find it very easily if you just search for it.
Marvel also released the Zemo cut on Zemo website.
Yes, they did.
I'm glad that people at Marvel are listening to the social medias. Mm-hmm. I'm glad because I cackled. And I watched about 30 minutes of it when I was at work because that's I was like, okay, that's enough.
Dancing Zemo is the Vishon of this show, and I'm here for all of it. All the memes, all the videos. It's been great, and it's still happening. I love it.
I do have a question. Would you have drank the concoction that was served to Sam?
Ooh, we might have had a problem.
No.
Yeah, see, I have a thing about like chunkiness.
I have
and
a thing about animals, period. I don't. First of all, if I'm going to eat any part of it, it needs to be actually cooked, not just freshly sliced and put in a glass. Just, I understand we're undercover, but ooh, boy, it would have taken more.
Undercover?
We wouldn't have been upstairs to get that phone call from Sam's sister. We would have been shot dead right there at the bar. I don't know that I would have been able to do that.
Well, first of all, undercover, I would have asked for something out of the usual. I would have been like, oh, you want the regular? No. I was like, I'm feeling adventurous today. Give me something adventurous. Not what I usually get. Something adventurous. And it better not have no goddamn animals in it. like give me the adventurous. Like give me a like the suicide. You know, you used to go to the and you get all the drinks. Give me all the drinks in a glass.
Like give me like a 0.5 ounces of like everything on the bar, except what you were trying to give me just now.
Yes, please, I'll drink that.
No snake balls, please.
No,
yes, no.
Right. Like what?
Wait, tonight? Okay, because I didn't watch the first.
There's a newer one. There's a newer one coming out tonight.
Because I have to do a reaction to that because I didn't watch the first one because I got pissed at them for moving Loki until June because they're supposed to be for Black Widow and then they moved Black Widow.
They've moved. Okay. Sidebar, Black Widow rant. Fuck y'all for fucking that movie over the way you did. I understand the pandemic happened and a bunch of shit was going down. However, you had every opportunity to release that sooner. There are characters that we got in this TV show that were originally come out in Black Widow that we were supposed to see there. So we could tie that connection in even more than it is. And because of the foolishness, we have not been able to have it. And also, fuck y'all for not making the damn Black Widow movie sooner. What the hell? She was the second Avenger we were introduced to in the whole fucking pantheon. Why did it take this long? Why did it take this long? She's one of the best fucking characters in the whole damn mix.
She should have been in Wave 2. Wave 2. She should have been in Wave 2.
And Scarlett Johansson has played the fuck out of that. I don't know anyone else that could have done it. I am a big fan of Emily, what's her name? Krasinski's wife. Emily Blunt, is that her name? I love her, and she was also supposed to get Black Widow, but something else came up, and she couldn't do it. And that's when it went to Scarlett Johansson. I cannot see her. I can see her as Sue Storm. I very much want her to be in Fantastic Four, but nobody could have done Black Widow like Scarlett did. This woman should have already had her damn multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar movie on par for the MCU already, and y'all have failed that character. Fucking failed her, and I don't like it.
So I have to watch that later because I didn't watch the first Loki trailer because I wasn't sure when it was coming out because it was supposed to be like bam, bam, bam. Like this week was the wrap up for the behind the scenes of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then next week would have been Loki, but they pushed it. And so I didn't want to watch the trailer and then be sitting here like, bitch, I got to wait a month.
Yeah.
The disrespect.
Understand. So, you remember that when we actually did get regular movie trailers, they would pull that shit all the time. Like the first thing that I remember seeing Henry Cavill in, that's a Superman fella that don't remember names, was Immortals.
Geralt of Rivia.
And yes, Geralt of Rivia. And as T Baby would say, shout out to my girl T Baby. You know, he got them titties. The titties is nice. I don't look at his titties really like that, but I understand you straight ladies that like it and you bi ladies that like it. I'm here for y'all. I get you, my sisters. That just ain't my cup of tea.
His dirty underwear.
Like me some mantes, whether they're the solid kind or the squishy kind.
Yes. So he was in the Count of Monte Cristo. You are right. I forgot.
He was. Yes.
I think, and that's actually one of my favorite movies. But I forgot he's so young in that movie. It didn't even click. The first thing I remember seeing him in on the big screen was Immortals, and that was when he was Theseus, I believe, the half god that had to go in and save the world in that movie. And I think I saw that while seeing another movie in like February. And at the end of the trailer, like me and my cousins, we love mythology. So we were like, oh, hell yeah, we're going to see that. The dates like 11/11 something came up. And I was like, November? What the fuck did you show us that for? I do not like that. Why? Now I'm going to sit here for a whole damn year. It's absurd. It's absurd.
It's really ridiculous.
But anyways, okay, sorry. Random side y'all know we go off on tangents. I apologize.
I can't.
Okay,
I'm
but
on
back
my second bottle of wine.
So we're in the room. We got Sharon in our ear. We're talking to this lady drug dealer, and Sam for whatever fucking reason,
Has
did
his
not
phone
turn
on
his phone
vibrate?
Bro,
Lauren,
you
his
could have
phone's
had
on
the phone
vibrate.
on vibrate and it wouldn't have hurt nothing, but you had the damn ringer on. So of
Lauren,
course the big
phone's on
lady
vibrate.
drug dealer is gonna say, "Oh, who's calling you now while you're in my very personal space?" Answer it on speakerphone. And yes, she has men in the room with guns that can make you answer it on speakerphone. And then you weren't even quick enough to just say, blah, 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 bitch, I do what I want, I'll call you back. Click. You let her go on a rant, and you know that's your sister. You know when she starts going off, she's going to say your name. Why did you let that happen? You could have played as soon as she started going click, and it wouldn't even been a thing.
So, real question. What kind of sister actually says the real name?
That one.
My sister would never. I have so many nicknames.
You're expecting your sister to catch cues, though.
No, nobody calls me my real name. It's to the point where I go to the family reunion and somebody said my brother's name, and they were like, "Who? Who?"
Okay, but that's the thing. Sam doesn't have that. Every time that they were together that we saw previously, she's only ever called him Sam. Not Sammy, not any childhood sounding nickname. Like my mom's side of the family, if I'm with them, there is a maybe 3% chance I might actually hear my first name, which I'm not going to say because most of y'all don't know. But what I will hear, I'm very sure 98% of the time, it's going to be Inky or Inky Pinky. Because that I was pink when I was a child, and that is what one of my aunts started calling me. And I'm 40 years old now, and it's still what everyone calls me.
Well, at least you got a color. Mine's is bird and yutta. So you tell me what a bird or a yutta is. I know what a bird is, but what's the yutta?
I've had loads of nicknames all over my lifetime. It just depends who I'm with, right? My Auntie Marina, my mum's sister, has 2 nicknames for me: Maisie Daisy or Black Bess, which is a universal one because, like, as a kid, I wasn't really the girly girl. I was
gonna say, I've seen your child pictures. I get that immediately without you even explaining.
I was always out with the boys, my male cousins, climbing trees and being dirty. So I'd come in all like black from head to toe, and that's just basically what I ended up being called, Black Bess. It was kind of a universal thing on my mum's side of the family. So Maisie Daisy, Black Bess, then there was the ones that were slightly abusive nicknames, like Thunder Thighs and things like that.
Yeah, we don't count those now. Those don't count.
And then as I got older, like my nickname during my teenage years was Kay. So now there was a good point in my life where I didn't answer to Lauren. And like anytime anyone like as I got older have called me Lauren, I'm like, what? I expect to be in trouble. But nowadays everyone just calls me Lauren, and there's only a few people from my teenage years that still call me Kitty. And it's just really weird sometimes to hear someone who I'm used to call me by my actual name, like, what did you just say? Am I in trouble? Is there something wrong here? What's going on?
Like, it's weird sometimes when I'm with my family, like on my mom's side again, that I'll even hear Alicia, because they all call me by my first name. Now they know I go by my middle name, but of course they ain't gonna change. They're a bunch of squirrely West Indians. They don't give a fuck.
They don't play that.
They are not gonna care at all. So it's always what my first name is. Yeah. And if I end up hearing Alicia, like, I'll hear it, but I don't. And then they'll be like, "Hey, Alicia, what? Why are you yelling? Because I called you and you didn't answer." Okay, well, that's not the name I expected to hear out of your mouth, okay? Not my fault.
That's nice. At least they call you. Well, see, the rest of my family, Bird or Yutta is like real intermediate, like the real close family. Everybody else be like, "That don't mean red gal, huh?" Me? What? Tell me this red gal. What?
January, you Trini, right? So my family's from Guyana. They all like the exact same damn way.
Bird.
It's what I expect to hear is either my first name or, like I said, Inks, Inky Pinky, or even Kings County, because there's a really big hospital in Brooklyn that is called Kings County Hospital, and my last name is Kingston. So for whatever reason, they would call me Kings County. So I still hear that. I still hear that from like older folks that haven't seen me since I was a kid in Brooklyn. They'd be like, "Oh, wait, who is that? Is that Inky Pinky?" Because they haven't seen me in my adult years.
And you're not gonna correct them. You're gonna be like, "Yes,
not ever.
Yes, that is me.
Hi, Auntie. How you doing?
That is me."
I know better than to correct the shit. Correct what?
But she was wrong. The disrespect that Sarah did to Sam.
She was wrong. I mean,
she was wrong.
However, I understand why she said that, because when you're in an argument, especially if it's with family, you're going to say the thing that is going to catch their attention quickly. True. So, like I said, we didn't hear any nicknames between them when they were together. So I think Sam is just what she always called him. So, boy, you need to listen to me right now. And if I need to make you listen, that means calling you by the government name. Then
True.
That's what you're getting.
Truth. But I completely missed the first time that it was Sharon who shot the lady. I completely missed that.
I got that.
She's the only one
that could have. She was the only one that could have. They didn't have anybody else on the outside but her.
I'm just like, disrespect.
And that's when I first, it wasn't that Sharon was in this city that we know from the comics is shady as fuck. Mm-hmm. It's not that she's dealing with criminals. No, when you're exiled from your country, I'm not blaming her for going to get her coin. Okay, cool.
I love her.
Some dirty stuff. They knew to come get you for the connects. Cool, we working. But it's after that I was like, oh wait, hold on, Sharon, you doing a little bit more.
She had all the information. She was like, oh yeah, this is where this guy is. How do you know that? Mm-hmm. If it's really important to the power broker, how do you?
And I didn't want to believe right then that she was the power broker, but I thought she at least worked for him or whoever it was.
I thought she worked for him as well too, and I was just like, something's not right. She led you directly to this man,
and then took out this big boss that nobody could get to, but she all of a sudden gets shot when y'all walk in the room. Nah, she's wanting to kill that woman, but she needed a fall guy, and y'all were the perfect ones at the perfect time. They just happened to show up when she could give you the most help that you needed.
Yep.
Sharon is playing the fucking game, and
she's playing the long game too. I'm not mad at her. She's real pissed about what they did to her, and I was just wondering, like, why didn't anybody speak up for Sharon, especially Steve, bruh,
son, like, bro, we almost had a thing.
And she got Sam the wing
going down, but you got your boys off. What the fuck about me?
Yeah, I'm too petty. I'd have been like, dear Steve,
what's wrong for
how dare you disrespect me by leaving me out in the cold? I'm in fucking Madripoor under an assumed name by my motherfucking self. I would send him a very cruelly worded email and text like, bitch, you had forgotten.
and that night, like, she knew, she got the name from them, or well, quote unquote got the name. She knew who the fuck he was. It was like, oh yeah, that guy. Okay, yeah, well, you can find it right here, bro. And I read, some folks' comments on your video and a couple other reactors that I watched. They were saying, like, well, they didn't think Sharon could come out to do anything like that. I'm like, what the fuck made you think she couldn't? She didn't get a job working with Nick Fury for no fucking reason. Are you joking? What the hell you mean she can't do any of this? You cut that thought out right now and check your sexism at the door, because no, one, that is Peggy Carter's niece. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Peggy she had home training since she could walk. All right. And she works for Nick Fury. You do not get a job at S.H.I.E.L.D. where you are put on assignment. You're the only one put on assignment to personally watch Captain America and be his bodyguard and backup in a space where only you and him are if you ain't got skills. So fuck you with Sharon can't do any of this. Nah, I fully thought she could. I never had a doubt. I just didn't think she was at the top of the food chain like that.
Neither. I knew she was someplace close, because after the scene, she got into the car with the girl and she was like, yeah, we're done with business here. And I was like, wait, if you're sneaking into an area, why do you leave with the driver? Wouldn't they know that the driver came to get you? Why did you just get
in the back seat talking about, oh, we have a problem? And you would think that if somebody tells you have a problem, I'm going to get on the phone to the boss and talk about that problem. But nah, she just got in the back seat. And the girl got in there like, okay, well, let's go to work, and started driving. I'm like, wait a minute, wait.
I was confused.
I still didn't want to believe she was the power broker there, though.
I
didn't
didn't.
think that
I
she
was like, well,
but you
maybe
know what?
she's working with them. And
It
she
makes
was
so much
like
sense.
trying to straddle the fence. That's
Again,
what I was
you guys didn't
thinking.
hear before. I'm going to be on with Amy like right after this stream is over. So stick around and talk with us about Kung Fu.
Just a random tidbit. This wine that I'm drinking, it tastes exactly like it says. It tastes like
you've been sipping.
It was aged 30 days in a rum barrel. It tastes like it. This is supposed to be wine.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know.
When it comes with wine, that barrel taste is actually something that they make sure they get for whatever mix they're making.
But I want to be able to function after it's wine. I don't.
Oh my goodness! See, that's why there is a wine that I don't know why it's called wine. It is from my country of origin, and it's called high wine. I've been drinking with my mom for years, probably since like 16, 17. We have little sips. You know how parents do. They ease you into it. They be cool.
Yeah, sometimes. Here, take a sip.
And she gave me a little bit of high wine, and I'm thinking, oh, it's wine. Okay, wine is usually smooth. That shit burned all the way down. I said, Mom, this is fucking liquor. Why is it called wine? I still have yet to get an answer to that question. I've been asking that question literally for 2 decades. Nobody can answer me. Yeah, so some wines should not be called wines is all I'm saying. No, we ain't tweaking, damn it. We just drinking. Shh, don't judge us. Okay, but anywho's, I believe this is the episode. Is it this episode or next episode where we meet our other Captain America? It's at the very end of this one, isn't it?
No, we meet him at the very end of the first one, and then we get introduced to him at the beginning with the marching band shit, and then
no. I'm talking about
Isaiah.
Yes. Was it the end of this one or the middle of the next one? I can't remember. But anyway, that's where my thought pattern is going right now. Is eventually after all the Magipore stuff, where Sharon frames them for killing the lady. I don't remember her name. We go over and they're sitting having this session, and what they were talking about was some real shit. And Bucky was like, "All right, I need to talk. I need to tell you something." And we go and we meet Isaiah Washington, and oh my goodness, I
can't have that.
I did not expect for his character to be here. Now, mind you, I know they have been gearing up for the Young Avengers for a while. We've been getting like all of the hints. We know the shows that are coming. I didn't expect to see Patriot, but here with Isaiah is Eli, and Eli has the super. He either has super blood or something, or we're gonna see something happen where Isaiah has to give him blood transfusion. That's how it happened in the comics, and that's where he got his powers from. I think he already has his powers, but because of his grandfather and growing up with him, living with him, he knows how to hide all of that very well. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But for here, and I cannot remember that actor's name. If someone can please Google that for me really quickly. He actually voices Martian Manhunter in the DC animated movies, if I remember correctly. Hey, Moni. He has a huge filmography.
Carl Lumley.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, he has been in many, many things, and he is brilliant. And I'm so glad that they picked him. All of the emotion and justified rage that Isaiah Washington should have, he brought to the table, and it was perfect.
Not to mention he was just a big guy. Like, I didn't realize, like, he looked like he had some type of serum in the upper half, because he was so big that I didn't, like, in another episode, I didn't question him lifting a fucking tree up. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, look at him.
Like it was just a piece of paper.
I'm like, oh, he's lifting a whole fucking tree.
The whole ass tree.
With the root and the dirt. Oh.
And the dirt and the huge heavy pot. Those pots, I don't know if any of y'all have done gardening, but those pots are not light. Okay, they are very heavy by themselves.
Plants are the
and there's soil and a whole ass tree in that pot, and this man's just holding it with one hand over his shoulder, like, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, he
So
hurt my feelings.
I love that they introduced those characters. I love that we didn't get too much of Eli, but we know he's there. So it's in the back of our mind and we know what he's going to be doing. And it's lovely.
I feel like I knew he was a fountain of information that it was not just information, but it was information and it was trauma.
Yes.
Like to talk to him, you knew you were going to have to hear his trauma to get the information you needed. And I was just like, I think that's why Sam wasn't ready at first, but when he was ready, he came ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came ready to hear it all because he had to for his own decision. But that's like, but yeah, I'm just like, I just knew. I haven't
that was a very big highlight. And yeah, Aaron, the character's name is Isaiah Bradley. I was wondering about the actor. And Meeks brought that out for us. Yeah, that scene was great. And to go into the scene that happened right after that, it's two men having a conversation. Yeah, they were lightweight, rowdy with each other, but that's how honestly.
Just call it an animated discussion, if you will.
When you're arguing with your friend, you don't pay attention to what your volume is, especially if it's a heated debate. Y'all are just y'all, you're just talking, and then these fucking cops come up, talking shit to sir, talking to Bucky. Is this person bothering you? And Bucky's like, we're having a conversation. Do you even know who this man is? And it takes the other cop coming up like, hey, yo, bro, chill. That's motherfucking Falcon, man. And he's like, oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Oh, now it's sir. And what happens? Bucky is the one that has a damn warrant out for his arrest. And y'all just happily, we're so sorry. What the hell is Bucky's last name? They actually used his last name. They said, Mr. Such and Such, we have to take you in because this is charged. You know, you understand. We're just trying to do our jobs here. But you weren't talking like that when you were talking to Sam. Even after you found out who it was, we're sorry, sir. But then you just completely ignored him like it didn't matter. Like that, that is a thing that a lot of folks, I think, when Black folks are talking about that, I don't think they actually believe that's what's happening because that's not their world. That doesn't touch them, so they don't actually see what it is. That's why it takes shit blowing up sometimes for people to stop and pay attention. And I had this conversation with a guy I go to church with, someone that is very near and dear to my heart. And he didn't like the violence. And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't like people's businesses getting messed up too. But the reality of the situation is, what did you expect to happen? You cannot keep doing all of these atrocities and think that you're not going to have to face consequences.
I always tell people, like, what you're trying to tell me to do is like, you're saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should protest a certain way. So I was like, you're trying to tell me to eat this shit sandwich with a fork and a knife. And I don't want to eat the shit sandwich. I don't want to eat the shit sandwich with a fork and a knife. I don't want to eat it at all. But that's what you're trying to tell me to do. Take the shit that's given to you, digest it in a way that makes me feel better. Not you, but me feel better. And then we can discuss what to do about your uncomfortability, your angst. And I'm just like,
yeah. And I had to break that down to him in the realest way I could. Like, bro, it just is what it is.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm working for the patrol.
I don't like it, but this is the reality that you don't see. This is what you don't get followed when you go into stores. Stores that you have been in 100 times. And everyone that works there knows you, but you still get followed to make sure that you're not stealing anything.
Yep.
You get asked, oh, can we help you? Can we help you? But no, bitch, I said I'm just fucking looking.
No. I work for the patrol. And I had people pull me over. And I was like, why are you pulling me over? Well, where are you going to work? Oh, where do you work? The patrol. Oh. Yeah. Oh, well, you have a good day. I know I'm going to have a great day. And I'm going to have a great day when I talk to my boss's boss's boss and report your ass for being dumb.
Son.
Great.
I have been walking into my building. Mind you, again, government job. I work for the board of commissioners in my county. I'm going through security and this guy is telling me, oh, well, there's something that looks weird on the thing here. But I'm like, bro, look, pens. That's an outline of a pen. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, no, I don't think it's just a pen. There's something here. I'm like, dude, it's early as hell. Okay, you're already at your job. I'm trying to get upstairs to my job. I need you to not. And this idiot, he keeps talking. He's like, well, you know, my name's not dude. It's, and I really don't care.
Care.
Like, as soon as he said that, all my professionalism was fucking gone.
Care.
Done. I don't care. He takes my bag and he puts it through the thing again. My wallet happened to fall out, and it was one of those special metal wallets that block sensors, and the whole fucking thing cracked. So not only is now my property broken, but half my shit is on the floor. Right. And I went right upstairs, went right to the county administrator's assistant, like, yo, we need to have a talk real quick.
Yeah, about that right there.
I believe my next paycheck, the money from my wallet was in there.
Like, bro, I don't have time for this. It's frustrating.
And think about that. Okay, that's the level that Meeks is on in the government. That's the level that I'm on in the government. Falcon, fucking superhero, but it takes someone else telling that guy, hey, yo, bruh, chill. He's kind of a big deal. You don't want that smoke, before he even thinks to speak somewhat respectfully to him. And that's why shit is getting blown up. That is why we are in what we're in right now in
America. That's why it was so frustrating, not only to just see that, but to see the number of people be like, well, I don't understand why this is even put in the television show, because it's just not, I don't understand why it needs to be there, because it needs to be there.
Because it needs to be there, because people like you don't know what's actually going on, and you don't know what actually needs to be corrected in any given situation. So here's your clarity.
It's real simple.
What are you going to do with it?
It's a very simple concept, but they will bend. They will do contortionist level bends to avoid having to think about the fact that what they think might be wrong. I'm not even saying it is wrong, but it could potentially be wrong. And it's just like, bruh, it's exhausting. And I had all those comments on my videos, and I'm like, bruh, I just want to let you know that you're writing a soliloquy. I read the first sentence, knew where you were going, and pushed delete. So all that hard work, all your hard work is gone.
Yep.
You spent 5 minutes writing this as a comment, and I'm like, I don't have time.
No one has time for your nonsense, because not only are you deluded, but you clearly don't even want the clarity that you should be given. And the thing is, not want to see it
in the show. It's so palpable because you understand, like, you're on the side of Sam and Bucky. So if you're watching this like a regular person who's not trying to have blinders on, you're like, well, why did you do that? You're mad too. And you're like, wait a minute, bitch, I'm mad.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
And then you think about people that you might know and friends that you might have that actually have to deal with that shit. And that is when your vision actually changes, because now it's touching your life. It's touching someone that you care about.
And I feel like it shouldn't have to be like that.
It shouldn't, but that's the way it works.
That's how it works most times. And I'm just like, And I was frustrated and mad.
Superhero shows. It takes fucking superhero shows and fiction. I didn't know anything about the Tulsa riots. I never learned anything about that in school. I didn't learn about that shit until I watched Watchmen and Lovecraft Country. It took television shows to teach me my history.
Like, at least they did, because we wouldn't have done it before. All over the world are all closed in a way. Yeah. Like, even in the UK, even though we are a United Kingdom, like, English students and Scottish students have different literature. Mostly because in recent years there's been a lot of expansion on Scottish literature, because it always used to just be like English writers and English this and English that. And I actually found out when I was doing my Scotland and the British Empire module in my degree that there was a few English people in my class, and they didn't know who Robert Burns was, right? Because they'd been taught all the English writers and whatnot, and like most of them, like I was not aware of, and I've learned from people like yourself about some of the history, and like I've learned a lot of reality from you and Tony when it comes to living like in New York and being a person of color. Because for me, I'm kind of like Steve or Sam in a way, where it's like I just see my fellow humans, right? Yeah. And like, because my mum used to be kind of odd, slightly racist. When I was younger, we used to drive past mixed race couples. My mum would be like, "Oh, look at that! Isn't that so shocking?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, because my kid brain was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, yeah, it's just not really seen around here. Like, so, like, it doesn't. They're happy. It doesn't bother me. Like, that's that. Like, but it has been for me just like not even just the culture shock I'm aware of, like with just America versus like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But just the sheer inconsistency of togetherness between the different peoples and the entitlement of most of the white people who, especially the ones that piss me off the most, are the ones that tell the people of color or different groups that aren't white, basically, to go home. And it's it pisses me off to no end. It's like, why don't you tell yourself to go back home where you came from?
Because back to fucking Finland or somewhere, wherever the fuck you are across the ocean.
Go back to Scotland, go back to Ireland, go back to the northern, go back to Europe, because that's where you all fucking came from. Like, give the land back to the indigenous people and whatnot, and let them run America. I'm sure it'll turn out a lot better place than what you've made it.
Which again, credit to the county I live in and my commissioners. We no longer have Columbus Day on our list of holidays that we get paid for. No, we have Juneteenth, and that is what we celebrate. Okay, not the fuck shit that was Columbus. Because how the fuck are you even getting credit for discovering some shit that people were already on? But that's neither here nor there.
The Vikings were long on the Americas before Columbus even fucking got there. Like, just whatever. But yeah, it's that inconsistency. It's really striking. I mean, I'm not a person of colour, but for me as well, and I've said this before, when I go down to England, I forget that I'm Scottish, right? So if I'm around my English family and we're out and they bump into someone and they're talking and I'll say hi, forgetting that I'm Scottish in England, and they're like, "Oh, you're not from here. Oh, you're a long way from home. What are you doing here?" I'm getting questioned like,
"What the fuck do you mean what I'm doing here? What?"
Like, and then I'm like, I'm here visiting family. Like, "Oh, I didn't know there's Scottish. You had Scottish family and whatnot." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my aunt, my stepdad's sister." Like
that face you're making right now. That.
Like, I just,
yep.
It's just it blows my mind, and it makes me feel kind of guilty as well. Like, I don't belong here. And I had another friend who went down.
Oh, hold on. What is that? Am I the only one hearing that?
I think it's Meeks.
What am I doing? What is it?
I hear beeping. Well, it's gone now.
It's gone now.
Huh. Okay.
So
okay, we're getting too much into the shits, I think. Maybe that's what it is.
My mic is stupid. I just have it dangling. So it could be that.
Possibly. It's all right now.
But yeah, I was saying, it's like, it's happened to my friend as well and his partner. They walked into a bar down south, right? And this old guy at the bar was like, "Who let the fucking jocks in?" And a jock is a derogatory term for Scottish people. And my friend was about to get up and scalp him, but the barmaid was actually really nice and chucked the old guy out. He's a
good job.
Drunk regular. He's an old school kind of guy. Gets him chucked out, and like, she's like, I'm really sorry here to like makes up for it and stuff. So that segregation thing's like, it's everywhere. It's really annoying. But I feel
humans being absolutely shit humans, which is why I say I can't wait for the real space aliens to invade. Come get me, okay? I will help you. I will tell you exactly what neighborhood you can just go ahead and blow up.
They probably took one look at us already and went, "Nah, not worth it."
They probably already have driven by. They were like, "We could stop there." No, Is that the hood?
No, they
That's
don't know.
the hood? Don't go there.
We are reality television on their planet. They're watching Earth 2020 and Earth 2021 season 2. Like, y'all, look at the fuckery these carbon bags are doing now. Look at this bullshit. We are entertainment for them right now.
I live in the UFO hotspot of Scotland. It's called the Falkirk Triangle, right? Ain't nobody coming to take over this shit, okay? Like, they're not taking over America. They're not taking over here. They're just visiting, and they're leaving. That's it.
They would be real depressed. Real depressed if they came. Honestly, if they came.
Take me with you, please.
No.
I've been saying for years, I want the sponsors to hurry up. Y'all know how science fiction is being made science fact all the time, okay? I need y'all to hurry up, get that warp drive, get me the fuck off this planet.
Just blow me up and I'll come back. I'll be reborn when it's 3210 and I'll be a baby.
That's not enough time. That's too close. Nope. It needs to be like the year 9000 or something. so some of this fuckery can stop.
I'll be okay. I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll be okay. 3210. I don't want to go with you because I have a thing about like foods and what am I gonna eat?
No, I am not drinking a 40. It is what I believe is known as a double deuce, 22 ounce.
See.
Yeah. Meeks is on the wine. I got the brews. Lauren is not
drinking the air. She's drinking the H2O. No, she's drinking what's air? What's oxygen? O2.
I was drinking this.
Sold.
All right.
I was drinking this. It's my favorite one. It's super addictive. It's called the mango loco one. It's the most fanciest can ever, and it's what's keeping me awake.
Surprisingly, I can't drink energy drinks because I'll itch all over. I'm allergic to everything.
In Scotland and the UK, we have sugar laws that means like things like this. Fizzy drinks have to have reduced amount of sugar. That you can't go past a certain sugar cap.
Ooh.
So our Monster compared to yours would be different. Plus ours has a lot more vitamins and whatnot in them as well. Oh. And this one's mostly actual fruit juice as well.
See, like I said, the FDA here don't give a fuck what they put into our bodies. There's shit that they put in our foods, like we were saying earlier, that is illegal in other countries. But the U.S. don't give a fuck, and then they wonder, oh my God, there's so many people getting sick. There's these epidemics.
What is going on?
All the pills and oh my goodness, this is the shit that y'all have been giving us.
Like what's
the bill comes due, and that if you really watch all of the nuances on this show, sorry, just to bring it back because we only got like another hour, a couple minutes until my next stream. These are the things. The bill comes due at a certain point. You can legit only go through so much fuckery before shit starts coming back at you. And fake Captain Fapton gets that lesson very hard. You know, once he actually does go in with Lamar and they go into this building. And they're, shaking down the folks that are there because, the Flag Smashers are known. That's like one of their hideouts or something. None of the Flag Smashers are there. So they're trying to question everyone that is in there. And everyone's just refusing to say shit. And he tries to swing his dick around talking about, do you know who I am? Yeah. And I don't fucking care. And spits in his face. Oh. And it is the most glorious clapback scene ever, just because of that.
Listen, I don't like
who you are. I know what your title is. I see that shield. I don't give a fuck.
Spit situation is a real thing in my family. It's like one of those generational. Someone said that the spit story that I tell is generational trauma, and I'm like, you're right, because let me tell you what, my grandmother got spit on, her sisters got spit on, so to this day we don't tolerate any type of spittle except for baby spittle.
A fist to the face.
So the fact that this man spit in your face, that's how disgusted he was with you. And I was like, okay, you know what? You got that. You deserved it. Because you were being an ass.
It was totally deserved. That's
ran up in there.
Justified anger coming to fruition and you still with the fucking entitlement. Do you know who I am? You do not get to just have that title and have people fall at your feet. This is the difference between you and Steve Rogers. Steve would actually go in and put the work. Zemo hates super soldiers, but even he had respect for Steve Rogers. Even he had respect for Steve Rogers when he was going off on his spiel, and Bucky was like, yeah, okay, but what about Steve? Yeah, well, everybody ain't Steve Rogers. That was Zemo's response. That was the equivalent for my Game of Thrones fans. That was the equivalent of Rhaegar and Lyanna going and hiding in Dorne, where Rhaegar's wife is from. And the only thing that the hothead of the family, Oberyn, the only thing he had to say was, you know, my sister loved Rhaegar, and he fell in love with the girl from the north with ice in her veins. That's it. If anyone was gonna talk some fuck shit about anyone on the quote unquote bad side of that situation, it would have been Oberyn. And Oberyn had not a bad word really to say about Rhaegar or the North. That's the equivalent of what's happening here. Zemo hates everything that you would think Steve Rogers is behind being a super soldier, but he still respects Steve Rogers. He respects what that man did because he knows that was a good man.
It's so
you, Captain Falcon, you don't get that respect without putting in the fucking work. It's
such a short, succinct description of Steve. Steve is a good man.
Yeah.
Period.
And
nobody could, yes, that's true. Nobody could live up to Steve just being a good man. He tried to be the best friend he could be. He just wanted to be a good person, and it shined through in how he was Captain America.
Yep.
And I think at this point in the game, Captain Falcon was like, I gotta have a win. I need a win. I need a win as Captain America. I need a win. And Lamar tried to tell him, he was like going out here, signing the autographs, shaking the hands, taking the pictures. That's a part of being Captain America.
Did something get blocked for you, Aaron? Because I don't see anything that came up for approval in the chat. So YouTube's been on some weird nonsense with blocking people's
YouTube has its own like weird kind of
moderator
going on right now.
Yeah. So sorry about that, guys. I apologize. There's literally nothing that I can do to fix that or to turn off that moderator or anything when it comes up.
Wow, she had to approve Kate's comment.
And that shouldn't be a thing because certain people that I know are regulars in my chat, I have them already set in my settings that whatever they put down, it automatically goes through. So like we shouldn't have to be approving really anything.
Amen. I feel you, girl. That ass deserves some love. And Sam also has a really good ass. Let's talk about that. And chest. He's giving chest and ass.
Yeah.
He's and literal TNA, and I'm here for it.
Like I said, you know, I'm here for the ladies and only the ladies, but I can view the world with an artistic aesthetic eye. And yes, they are very pleasing to look. As 7 of 9 would say on Voyager, you know, they are aesthetically pleasing to look at. I can see where the attraction is all I'm saying. I get it. And yes, they had nice titties, and I'm an ass lady. So yeah, if somebody got a nice ass, I'm gonna tell you quick, they got a nice ass.
Are we on episode 3 or 4?
We are moving into episode 4 because I honestly, we talked about the Power Broker, and again, like I said, I didn't take like a bunch of bullet points for all of the episodes because we always go all around the board anyway. Yeah. So where my next thought was to shit, who was it? Damn it, I forgot it that quick. One of y'all go thought something out.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck episode 4 was. I'm like, hold on, let me just. I can't remember what episode.
I'm focusing on staying awake.
The whole. This is when the whole world is watching. So actually, a little bit before this, after the shindig in what is it? Montreal, Madrid, what the damn city that they were in.
What are they talking about?
Madripoor. Yes. So you know they get back to the mainland, so to speak. And you know they're going inside the building, and Bucky's like, "Hey yo, I'm gonna go for a walk real quick, and I'll catch up with y'all." And Sam, you know that they're boys, so he gonna ask, you know, "Are you good?" No, I'm good, I'm cool. I just need to clear my head real quick. And he goes down and he picks up a little bead, and I didn't recognize it at first.
Me neither.
But then he started walking, and I heard the music. I said, "Oh wait!" Like if you watch the reactions, both me and Lauren perked up. Like, wait a minute. And then Florence. Sexy ass Ayo came on the screen. I'm like, oh. First of all, I'm sorry again, and I mean no disrespect. I don't mean to sound crass at all, but Lady Florence that plays Ayo is sexy as fuck. Oh my!
I mean,
God.
all disrespect.
That just the things that go through my mind when I look at her.
Dora Milaje. Take me to Wakanda. I will be your slave.
She is like so strong.
Take me to Wakanda. Take me to Wakanda, please.
Like,
I will go in chains, ma'am. Tie me up.
Like, Florence, please get that Marvel money. More Marvel money.
Son, just everything about her. And yes, Amy, the thirst is real, and I will fully, absolutely admit it for that woman right there. Her, like, first of all of the Dora Milaje are sexy as fuck. Make no mistake, every last one of them. But Ayo and my girl Michonne, Lady Denai. Child, if you tell me that my last night on Earth is to be spent in a room with those ladies and a bed, okay, what that night is tomorrow, right? Because I'm getting to go do this shit right now, right?
I bet you that room smells like cocoa butter and herbs.
Ooh. As soon as you go in, it's gonna hit you. You like Cat Williams said when he was talking about Michelle Obama. Like you just know she smelled like freaking cocoa butter and what was it, Dark and Lovely perm. You know, just. And I mean that with all due respect, my ladies. But holy fuck, if you want to talk about somebody that I want to fucking tongue down,
Michelle Obama would smell like
Michelle can come too.
I bet you she's soft too.
I just imagine her smelling like a perfume that smells like, you know, when somebody knows how to get shit done. Like I just
so you're saying her perfume smells like determination.
Determination and strong feminine power. It's an aphrodisiac for me. I soak it up. It's like when Rocket was making fun of the Collector. Just all of that.
And isn't that how we started?
With respect, I do not mean to just be speaking so crass about these women, but just
it is well deserved. But isn't that how we started episode 4?
Of amazing, beautiful women, like just of all varieties. This just
every last one.
But the Dora Milaje are on a whole other level.
A whole other level, and it's not even. I mean, it's just their presence. It's their presence that comes in. The fact that they are good looking is a bonus. Okay, it's everything that is just them when they walk in the room or when they step into a scene. The first Ayo was the first Dora Milaje that we met in the whole series.
Civil War, wasn't it?
She came. Was it Civil War? Yeah,
I think so. But she was like, "Move or you will be moved." She
came up to Black Widow, y'all, motherfucking Black Widow, the assassin extraordinaire. Move or you will be moved. And to Widow's credit, she just lightweight gave her the side eye, but it was a respectful side eye.
It was like, "Oh, you're gonna move me?"
And T'Challa was like, "Ayo,
calm down,
calm down,
but not right now."
She good. Yeah, we'll save that for later.
Oh, my poor T'Challa.
Like, bro, it was and that black dress that Ayo was wearing. Whew,
I'm telling you.
I'm just saying that the Dora Milaje are just all.
Shawty, she's a 10. A 10. Shawty, she's a 10. A 10.
Yes. I do not mind spending a whole 15 minutes after I said we need to get back on track, waxing poetic and showing all of my thirst for Dora Milaje because they are worth it and more. So whoever got to say something, I don't care. Okay, those are my feelings on the Dora Milaje.
But that's where we started on episode 4, right?
Just gonna say this now.
That was the very end of episode 3.
But weren't they the beginning
of episode 4 is when we get that flashback of Io helping Bucky with the training.
And they had relations. I don't care. They had relations. They had relations.
And you know what? You know what? I didn't think that, but now that you said it, if that is the back history lore, it totally fits. Because Io said all of that. She pretty much admitted that in that ending scene in the previous episode. How the hell could you, the person that I respect so much, personally picked me to help you, to make sure that you were good in the head, that this shit was kicked. And when we saw that scene, we saw what Io was talking about. Io was the only one there when those words were said to test Bucky's restraint or whether he would still be under their control. And what happened? He said, I'm worried, I'm scared. Bucky is not a person that admits to being scared, first of all. And secondly, Io just smiled and said, I'm not going to let you hurt anybody. She did not look pressed or bothered at all, like, baby, I got you. So if that's the lore, I am here for that fan fiction.
This also backs up as well near the end of the series when he hits on Sam's sister as well. So like,
Sam
has I will slide into your DM, Sebastian. The soft supple throw is coming.
Look, all Meeks needs right now is a cape. Like, yo, my time has come.
I am ready. You need me to shave it bald? I got you, boo.
Bucky straight has a type. See, and this is the part of the fan fiction, not even just the love aspect, but this is what I think we can see Bucky was doing in Wakanda. We saw snippets of him, tossing around barrels of hay. No. I fully believe Io is she's the away team. She's the head of the away team. Okay. Whenever you see T'Challa outside of Wakanda, best believe Io ain't too far behind. So that's why she's in charge of the away missions. Bucky was on her team. Bucky, I guarantee you, was also out there doing missions for Wakanda. That is why he's the White Wolf. Those kids didn't just randomly try to run by his hut and start calling him the White Wolf. No, he has earned that country's respect. And that is specifically why Io was like, hey, yo, okay, you fixed it. We good. But, don't come home for a little bit because you might catch a spear or two. But you still got a home. But don't come back for a little bit.
Okay, so I have to say it's like midnight, so I'm actually going to jump off.
Yeah,
if that's okay. Because
we only got a couple more tidbits to go anyways. And Moni, thank you for coming through.
Take a night.
Are you going to start singing like the bear in the is it Bear in the Big Blue House Good Night Moon song or something?
I don't know that one.
But yeah, it's late, so I'm going to let you go on with this.
Absolutely.
Because there's no more monster, and I'm just like running on fumes now.
Yeah.
So enjoy the rest of the stream. Come check me out next week for live tarot reading stuff on Thursday and all that other stuff.
Relations.
Relations.
Amy, okay? Amy understands me on a level that I don't think some people do. and yes, James, to put it lightly, they did that.
Yeah,
listen, I would have fucked Bucky as well, and Io. Language.
I would have slid in the middle.
I wouldn't have done Bucky. Bucky could have stood there and watched, but yeah, I would have been all over.
Call me Moni because I'm in the middle.
Oh, that was the fucking jam, wasn't it, back in the day, man?
Moni in the middle. Where she at? In the middle. What? Moni in the middle. Where she at? In the middle. What?
Moni Love was that chick. Dude, all of the 80s and 90s lady rappers were the shit. Ugh, love them all. All right, Lauren. Thank you.
Love your faces.
Go to bed.
Good, wonderful rest.
Eat a snowball. Do it.
Eat a snowball because I don't have one. At
least I'm not saying eat your veggies. Right? You already showed me your stir fry the other day. There, I am proud. There was more than 2 veggies in that stir fry.
Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of you.
Mom words.
Okay,
go to bed.
Love you.
Oh, I do love that woman. Just that is my Scottish sister from another mister.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now and then there were two. So yeah, so we get the mix with Io, and I think it is great that she came in. I was super excited for that next episode, and ooh boy, did the Dora Milaje deliver. That is like my only thought of the next episode. I know some other stuff happened, but my focus was Captain Facton coming in again, trying to be bullshit, and the level of
the disrespect.
Talking about let's put away your pointy sticks. That was strike number one. I only get one, and then your dumb ass put your hands on my woman.
I wish
you're lucky you still have a hand.
The way that people were being like, oh, well, they came through, and he was like, you don't have any jurisdiction, and she was like, the Dora Milaje have jurisdiction, whatever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be. And that is exactly what it is. She distinctly said, who the fuck you talking to?
And that's not even just talking shit. No, that is absolute fact.
No,
she is
literally
a dignitary from another country. Yeah, she has that immunity. She has that jurisdiction wherever the fuck she finds herself to be.
It's just like the fact
disrespectful asshole.
The thing is, Lamar was in the corner. I could see his hand like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying from the beginning. Lamar has been trying to keep his ass in check from day one. I have no issues with Battlestar. Not a one, because he tried to correct him every time. And you saw the side eye.
Keep him focused.
Before the Dora Milaje even got there, he tried to challenge Sam, like, you want me to put the shield down to make it fair?
That's not fun.
Bitch.
That's not. There's no reason for you to do that. Like, what purpose is this, sir?
Did y'all see the side eye? It wasn't even side eye. Lamar full looked at him like, motherfucker.
Yes.
Did you just say that to this man?
Yes. Lamar looked at him and was like, sir,
for so long.
Are you tripping?
And you see, it took a while for Lamar to even jump in the fight when the Dora Milaje started kicking his ass.
Because he knew better.
Because he knew he deserved those licks. You start talking about pointy sticks. Okay. Well, that I remember a pointy stick going through the very small, this tiny space of where your wristbands were holding that shield, and it sliced those clean off, embedded itself into a table that you, with both of your tiny ass hands, could not pull out. That
he
shield
was so embarrassed.
Stuck. And what happened? Baby girl came in there with one hand.
So embarrassed.
Shield fall down. She just kicked it. Boom. Captain America grab. And
so
what could
embarrassed. He was so embarrassed. He was
you need
so
to win,
embarrassed.
Disrespectful asshole. Don't you ever in your fucking life even look at a Dora Milaje again. Ever.
He was so embarrassed.
Just And then he I call it his Red moment from Friday, when they called Red out. He was like, oh, he was gonna cry in the car. He sat there in the corner talking about they weren't even super soldiers.
See, there's this guy on YouTube who takes a bunch of people's reaction, like reactors reacting, and he puts it into like a mega thing, and it's Gamma Ray.
Yes.
Gamma Ray, I forgot that I had said this, but Gamma Ray had a whole little section for me, and I cackled when I watched it. And I was like, these aren't even regular bitches. They beat me and they were just regular bitches. And I was just like, that's exactly how he felt.
With their pointy sticks.
That's exactly how he felt. He was so distraught. He's like, they weren't even super soldiers.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's not the point. The point is, these women have been fighting since fighting was fighting with fighting. Okay?
Son.
They deserved your respect outright. They came to you and talked to you, and what you did was try to belittle them, try to diminish them. You tried to block their shine, and they were like, no. And then you fucked up, and how dareth you even put your I wish a motherfucker
hand on her.
I have a thing about that at the office. Like when before COVID, pre-COVID, people were like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Oh my, don't do that. Don't, not at all. Please don't ever come anywhere near this.
Do not. No. Yeah. First of all, if people people don't know, when you see those little quips in movies or when you're watching some YouTubers of color and they say stuff about their hair, that is real shit, okay? Don't fucking touch our hair.
Please don't.
And don't even ask permission to touch our hair. Unless it's a very minuscule chance that we're actually really good friends on that level.
Yeah, all of my good friends I don't work with.
Assume that it's a no. Don't do that.
All of my good friends I don't work with. And the only caveat is that their kids can't play in my hair because they've lost things in my hair. So what you will not do is put things in my hair. But other than that, all of my friends outside of work, absolutely. Because we've been friends for decades. Mm-hmm. There's only one friend that I have that we've been friends for less than a decade, and it's still 8 years. Everybody else is 10 plus, 20 plus. Yeah. And I'm like, you're just not about to, don't touch me. It's just
right. Yeah, you're not just about to be like, oh, that's so cute, bitch. You might fuck around and get a finger broke. Okay?
Don't do that. Please don't do that. That's disrespectful. So the fact that he even thought that it was okay, because I don't know why he thought it was okay. I still can't figure out why he thought it was okay.
Why the words coming out of his mouth were bad enough. But again, you thought it was cool to even try to pat this woman on the shoulder, you patronizing asshole. There was another cunt. No, you sit down in the corner and you shut the fuck up when Adora Milaje is talking.
There is another Caucasian being in that room. There is another Caucasoidial in the corner. His name is Bucky. And what was Bucky doing? Not that. You should have took your cue from Bucky.
Bucky, shut the fuck up. And again, this is testament to Sam and also Battlestar. Like I said, Battlestar didn't jump in and help him right away. Sam looked at Bucky first because Bucky is the one with the history with the Dora Milaje. So even being the fellow black dude, he looked at his boy like, Sam, like, hey, Bucky, you ain't gonna say nothing? Yeah, you're looking good, John. Looking real strong.
Looking
no,
excellent.
You take them fucking licks because you deserve them.
Yes, and he didn't even learn his lesson from them. That was my problem.
Right, he still didn't get it. He thought that it was so crazy that they could just kick his ass, as easily as they did.
No,
my guy, you missed all of the cues. You're quote unquote so woke that you still cannot see the damn forest for the trees, man.
Yeah, I'm like, these are the same people who survived Thanos. They survived.
Literally fought
the Infinity War. They
massively more powerful than them, and they survived that fight.
That automatically should gain them your respect, at least to just listen to what they're saying. They're saying like, okay, we made a deal with Bucky. The deadline was this. The deadline is getting ready to pass or has passed. We're coming to collect Zemo. And while all this is going on, Zemo's ass is out.
And see, exactly. Zemo knew. He was like, oh, fuck, the Dora Milaje is here. You saw him smooth cut out as soon as everybody was going. He started backing up.
He was like,
close the door. I'm going.
Exit stage left. Stage left.
Exit stage left.
He hit you with that.
Phil, you are exactly right. That is when two dudes are trying to pull a pissing contest, but Captain Fapton didn't know that he was not in a pissing contest. The contest was won before you even walked in the room, my guy.
He was not a part of the contestants.
Not at all. You weren't even a part of the show. You were the background scenery trying to swing large like you were the star. You weren't. You weren't. You were not. Not at all.
I'm so disappointed that he took the super serum too, because from that, Lamar had
I knew
said,
he was going to.
Like Lamar, I knew he was going to, but Lamar had said like the super serum only makes you more of who you are. And he was having regrets at what he did to get those medals. He was
didn't know how to not see himself as a bad guy.
Yes, and that was the problem. And I'm just like, sir, if you would just listen, you don't have to be the best. Being Captain America is not being the best.
Being the best. No,
it's not. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's not even about being the most pure. It's about being the most honest with yourself and honest with the people you're helping. Like you go out there to help people. And I think that was my main problem. When we get to episode 5, like what happened, people were like, oh, well, that was his job. No. His job was to detain and protect.
Yeah.
His job was not to murder.
That is a callback also to Civil War, because it took Steve actually really truly looking at everything honestly. And once he did, once they were at the end of that fight, And Tony had that last word, like, yo, you don't deserve that fucking shield, dude, because you actually forgot what it means because you try to sit here and look out for your friend. And what was that? That was another good line. Steve was like, I'm looking out for him because he is my friend. And Tony's like, well, yeah, bitch, so was I. You knew he killed my parents. You didn't say shit. How long did Steve know that, where he could have taken that information to Tony and it would have had a much better outcome than it did here? Steve decided not to do that. And then when this whole thing comes up again, it's Team Iron Man or Team Cap. I'm still going to be squarely on Team Iron Man. And when he lost that shield, when Tony really brought the real to him, that's why he dropped that shield, because he knew he was wrong. And when you are in the wrong like that, you don't get to keep that shield. Captain Fapton had to learn that the hard way.
Captain Fapton didn't learn that the hard way.
Well,
Captain Fapton made himself a bootleggy. He made him
he brought
a craft project.
He brought some tin. He brought the kindergarten craft project to the
Crayola magic shield to the situation, because he felt like they told him he could be Captain America. So I'm Captain America, and you don't tell me when I can't be Captain America because I'm Captain America because I said I'm Captain America. Like, but who is you?
And that's the thing. After that whole thing, like, as soon as he picked up that serum, like, you could see it on his face. Like, even his whole demeanor was looking raggedy as hell from the beginning of the episode. He's not shaving, keeping up the nice, cool, the good boy appearance that Captain America is supposed to have. He doesn't have that anymore. All of that is gone. And as soon as he picked that up, like, you could see it already in his eyes, and you knew he took it from the moment of that first fight in the next episode, because he was already getting that twitchy shit.
He was tweaked out of his mind.
Going on, like, bruh,
tweaked.
Clearly, you were not supposed to take that damn serum.
Well, here's the thing: if you were so concerned about your friend and wanted your friend, wouldn't you split it with him?
You would.
I would.
You would think, like, it may not make y'all more powerful than the Flag Smashers, but it would help to put you on a more equal footing in a fight.
Protection.
It would at least provide a little bit of protection. If Lamar would have had some of the serum in him, he would have hit that post and maybe been knocked out for a bit, but he would have survived.
Yeah, but
he's not thinking about that because he's got the shield. He's Captain America. He needs to be the best. That's what he doesn't learn. It takes all of that happening to crumble down for him to see that he's not the best, but he still, again, tries to hold on to it. He gets home and he doesn't know why he's facing the consequences that he is. He thinks that there were extenuating circumstances that should help him and make it so that he stays Captain America. Nah, dude. And what he really didn't get, which is even more surprising, is he didn't get that they're not even mad at you for what you did. They're mad because you got caught, and you can't even see that little bit of difference in the whole situation. That's what it is. The whole world is watching. Everyone saw you take Captain America's shield, not your shield, Captain America's shield, and you used it to kill a person in vengeance that was innocent of the crime you were judging him for.
They said that he was on the ground. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Screaming multiple times before that shield came crashing down on camera. Everyone heard him in that crowd. The world saw that video. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Boom. Bloody shield.
Again, and it was so frustrating because this is the thing that I had arguments with back and forth with people who didn't understand. They was like, oh, well, so you didn't agree with Jon? Did that mean you that you were with the Flag Smashers? No. This is a situation where Carly had escalated the Flag Smashers to killing people. That was wrong.
And they didn't like that.
But Captain Captain was also wrong. Both parties were wrong. No one was right. No one was right. And so it let me know that the people who were watching some of my videos were very black and white. And I was like, you've never had yourself caught in an instance of gray. Yeah. And that instance of gray is very powerful.
That's why they can't see the gray. Yeah, you're right.
I'm like, that instance of gray is very, very, very powerful because me working for the patrol, I see both sides of it. I understand how law enforcement have to protect themselves, but I also see how they only protect themselves from a certain demographic. So you have to be honest with yourself in what you're seeing.
Actually, like, I'm sure you know about this situation. The young lady
Absolutely
that just lost her life.
Absolutely, I knew about it
On the day
yeah.
that we got the guilty verdict.
Yeah.
In the George Floyd murder case. That very day, in the city that me and Meeks live in, a young 16-year-old girl was killed by a police officer. And what happened is there was some altercation in the neighborhood or at school, wherever, but she called to get help because of the crowd that was growing around her home and how she was being threatened. She called the police for help. And by the time they got there, from the video footage that we saw, there was a grown-ass man that looked like he was getting ready to kick another young woman in the face for whatever reason. The young lady that called was trying to defend herself. She did have a weapon. She had a knife. I couldn't see clearly whether the other girl had a knife or not, but
she didn't.
Okay, she didn't. Okay.
However, the young girl was not a young girl. She was a grown-ass woman.
Okay. That I did not know.
She was 26, 27.
Trying to fight a 16-year-old for
thank you.
Whatever reason. And it was severe enough. It was severe enough for that teenager to pick up a weapon. Whatever was happening before was severe enough for that, not only for her to call the police, but for her to pick up a weapon to defend herself. The cop that got first on the scene, he came up behind her.
And just shot.
Remember that. Behind her. And they timed it. It was only like 9.6 seconds or something from him getting out of the car to when the gunshot went off. About 9-10 seconds. And he said, and we can hear him yelling, but there's also about 15 other people around yelling. And he's coming up behind this girl. It's very likely she did not hear him.
She didn't.
You pull and his first instinct was to pull out a gun and shoot 4 times. You have a taser on your belt too. You couldn't pull out your taser.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that went wrong with that. Like
there's so many levels of wrong in this whole situation. And then this girl was in foster care. Like the system has double failed this child.
Triple failed. It was a lot of failures happening.
It's so absurd, and people, for anyone that's watching that doesn't understand why riots are happening or buildings are getting burnt,
or
this is why,
or they don't understand why Black people still don't give a shit about. I work with law enforcement, and I was in a diversity meeting. Stood up in the middle of diversity meeting, was like, I'm here laughing and kikiing with you guys. That's cool. But when I leave here, none of that means anything, because any of y'all can shoot me for anything.
Yep.
And they was like, oh, well, I understand that you're in here, but you don't know me out there.
See, and not even that. Here's a good advance. Again, bringing Lovecraft Country back into it. Courtney B. Vance, when there was an interview that he did, and he was telling a story one night. He was at his house. It was nighttime. Kids were in bed. Him and Angela were in bed. He got up to do something or other. Someone had called the cops for something. And they rolled up on this man's house, pulled him outside, had him on his knees. Courtney B. Vance, Hollywood movie star.
B. fucking Vance. How dare they?
It took a lady officer of color finally getting to the scene and seeing him and was like, oh God, wait, no, whoa, hey, do y'all know who this is? Again, the same shit that we saw that Bucky had to do for Sam when the cops stopped them. That is not just something that's made up, that's put in movies. That is real shit that happens all the time. Hollywood movie star in his house with his children in the house asleep, his 10-year-old kids asleep, and he's being held at gunpoint for being in boxers in his own fucking house.
Yeah.
That is the level of fuckery that happens day in and day out. And every aspect of that was woven seamlessly into this storyline in so many different ways.
And I think that's why a lot of people were upset, because they didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I have this one guy who used to be a friend who is now an acquaintance. I unfriended him on anything because I just got tired. Like 2020 taught me that it was the year of loving and appreciating myself and my peace.
Mm-hmm.
So if you did not bring me peace, you were not a part of my situation. So I unfriended everything.
Yep.
But we got into an argument when I worked at GameStop on the sales floor about Black people being killed by the police. And he's like, well, they did what they said. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, do you hear yourself? Do you hear you? In the middle of the floor. He was like, well, because I know that you wouldn't do that. I was like, because you're calling me the good little nigga. I'm the good little nigga. You know me. I'm the good little nigga. I'm your friend. I've never done anything like that before,
I work with her. No, she's one of the good ones.
Exactly. And I'm like, that's what you're equating this to. I was like, our friend Rob is the realest trillist. Rob is the realist. Rob is a problem. He's not bad, like dangerous out there, but he's a problem to anyone who brings a problem to him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're saying that we don't have this right. Well, you guys do, but what about everybody else? Well, they don't. Why? And I was like, listen to yourself. Just listen. You are surrounded by people who don't want to see the truth of what you're saying because it brings reflection on them.
Yeah. And they have to think about how it makes them feel.
They have to think about why they do what they do, why they think what they think. And that's why I have my Loki Bear. I love my Loki Bear. Loki Bear's ex-boyfriend, but we are very, very close. We're still close.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my good friends. And we talked back and forth, and he was thinking about it. He was like, I saw this picture of a Black guy and I thought dangerous, and I saw this picture of a white guy and I thought not dangerous. He was like, I don't understand why I did that. And I was like, you did that because that's what you were taught. And he was like, well, I don't understand what happened.
To do that.
Yeah, he was like, but I don't understand.
In our face, that's what we're being trained, but
he was so confused and hurt and ashamed that he thought that. This is a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning conversation. We both had to work. And I was like, here, it doesn't make you a bad person. You're understanding it and you're seeing it. That means you're not part of the issue. You're trying to understand why. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Like, it's something that's ingrained in society that this is the way it is. And it's what everybody is working towards. The people who are working towards are trying to flip it. And it's hard. It's hard out in these streets.
It's hard because people don't understand that
they don't understand.
They've been programmed to think this certain way. Like it's hard for some folks to turn that over. Yeah.
And they will block it out because it's not enjoyable to them. And that's why a lot of people who are in my comments saying that this is stupid, this is ridiculous, I don't understand why they did this, this is dumb, this is just like SJW stuff. And I was like, no, it's not.
That's what they always say. Yeah,
they always like to categorize that. And I was like, it's not that. It's just the fact that it's showing you something that you're not used to seeing, so you don't want to see it.
And you don't think it's real. You think it's a very small margin of people that might be happening to. No, it's not.
Yeah, there's a post going around on on Twitter where it was like it showed you screen like little clips of new main characters in video games, and there was a white lady, a white lady, and an animal, and they were like, "Oh, look at all this diversity," and I was like,
"That's diverse to them."
Dim's white women's and an animal women's. Wow. That's not diversity. You're just having female lead characters, which is not
that. Yeah, no.
And people were talking about that, and they were like, "I don't understand why they're complaining about this. This is stupid." I was like, "No, it's not stupid. It's real life. Like you like playing this game because you can see yourself. Like you can see yourself as the main character. But imagine me, a Black woman, playing a game, and all I get to play is white man's." Like, how am I supposed to, like, should I not play it? Like, you're not playing it because you can't relate to it? That means I don't get to play 80% of the great games out there because I'm not the character that they envision
that they're thinking about at all.
I'm like, they gotta think about that. Like this, I was so upset with people, especially that one IGN reporter who rated the last episode a 5 out of 10. He's like, it's all discombobulated and it's disjointed. And I was just like,
it's only disjointed if that's not your life.
I bet you your chicken's unseasoned. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you thought you didn't have to season the chicken because your rice was seasoned. And so you got bland chicken on top of your seasoned rice. I bet you. I bet you that's you. I bet you. That's disgusting. I bet that's you. That's gross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But you gotta think about how bad Captain Fapton felt.
I didn't episode
for him. No. How bad he felt for him. Not me. Never that.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. How he felt. Like, I just don't measure up. And I just want to win. He wanted to win so badly. He took the super soldier serum.
Yeah, Edward very rarely makes it to one of my live streams. So I don't think he's actually seen you on my channel yet. Yeah, Edward. This is why I fuck with Meeks, Edward. This is why when I first found her channel, I was like, oh no, I need to get her on a stream immediately. And
that chicken is highly
country, man. Yeah, it had to be done. It had to be done.
It's unseasoned. It's really unseasoned. I had an ex-boyfriend who told me that once. That's why I use that as a reference, because he told me he didn't have to season his chicken because his rice was seasoned. And I went,
oh, honey.
And I went, go ahead.
Sit down.
The best part about that was when he was sitting down eating that unseasoned chicken with that seasoned rice. And I was like, does it taste good? Did you enjoy your unseasoned chicken? He was like,
did you even put any salt on it?
Unseasoned chicken breast.
Lord Jesus.
Unseasoned. I'm not exaggerating. Unseasoned. And I just went, because I was trying to hit it with the seasoning salt and like do you want me to do that?
Oh no. Like the bare minimum you could use is salt and pepper, my guy. If you skipping over that, please stop. See, this is why you can't eat at everybody's house.
When I sat there and I watched him make that light. And I watched him eat that light.
Oh man.
Does it taste good? He was like, well, I should have seasoned it. And I was like, I bet you should have seasoned it. What'd you learn?
Don't do that shit again.
I'm trying to assist you. Okay? Trying to make you be the best you can be. It's my job. If we're not going to be together. Yes, that's exactly what happened. He took the chicken. He didn't even rinse it. He took the chicken out.
He didn't even clean the chicken first? No.
And he put it on the pan. He flipped it. And I was like,
oh boy.
What? Oh no, that's disrespectful.
Again, told y'all this is why I fuck with Amy too. Because she gets it.
It's too spicy. You know what's too spicy? Like accidentally using the open side of the of the pepper and not the holes. Yep. Not even the pepper. When you have the cayenne pepper and you accidentally, you're like, oh no.
And you can't take it out. You can't take it out. You just got to add some. You got to try to add some potatoes, something to help soak it up a little bit, spread it out.
Anything.
That's all you can do.
But yeah, I'm just like, and that's why I was just cackling at the I called them the unseasoned, all the unseasoned people in my comments who were defending
the red pepper flakes. Yeah, that's a good one to not mess up. Do not mess up on the cayenne pepper or the red pepper flakes, y'all. You don't want that smoke.
No, they were defending John Walker because he should have done what he should have done because his job was to kill the terrorists. And I was like, you're mistaken.
His job was to detain and get the terrorists off of the streets and not messing with people. His job was not to go and kill anyone.
Thank you. That was very important. And I think people don't understand that because when you put it in terms of law enforcement, they'll be like, oh, no, that's not their job. But that's not the soldier's job either. Their job is to protect the country. What he did was go out there.
Yeah.
He went out there on a foreign soil and killed somebody. And I'm just like, ooh. Now I understand him being upset about Lamar, but being me, if I'm there with my friend and my friend is hurt, I'm not give a fuck about the guy over there. I'm trying to save my friend.
I'm not even leaving that building. I'm staying with my friend.
I'm trying to save my friend. There's got to be something I can do to save my friend.
There is no stopping and running after the guy that didn't do it to kill him because the girl killed one of my people. No, this is not a vengeance game that we're in, and that's what the problem was. That's what I was frustrated. Not understanding.
Yes, I was very frustrated with the fact that he just left his friend. I have friends for
sitting there on the cold stone floor. You just left my guy right there.
You just left him. You just left him. People were like, oh, what he did, what he needed to do. I was like, think about what Steve did. Bucky had died. Did he get back? Did he jump his ass back on that train and run through the people on the train?
Nope.
No.
He saw his friend die, and he could not stay with his friend because his friend was how many 100 feet below him, but he went in there and he got the job done. He didn't go in there with red vengeance and just kill everybody in his path.
No.
So what's really your excuse for John Walker? No,
yeah, I'm like,
that's you being as bloodthirsty as he is, and y'all are both the problem.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
It was horrible. Yeah. I saw a lot of those in the comment section, and after a while, it was like, you know what? Nope. Let's just move on. Move on. Yeah.
I applaud this one guy who was trying to be like, but this and this and this, and I was like, I understand that you want to try it, but they're not. There's some people who will see, and there's some people who will not see, and those are the people who will not see. So I don't bother. That's why I'm really I don't say lenient in my comments because
Aaron, yes, that was gonna be my next point right there.
That was disgusting. I was
his
pissed.
Mouth to lie.
And
my favorite thing about that whole scene is Lamar's sister was side-eyeing him the
sister was like
fucking time. Like, bitch, you a fucking lie the whole damn time. And I understand that his parents wanted closure and he wanted to try to give them that closure, but you do not build that legacy on a fucking lie. That is the problem with all of this. And you just compound the bullshit that you do. Like, you cannot do that. And his sister didn't buy that shit for a minute, but she didn't say anything because she didn't want to upset her parents anymore. I guarantee you, I was really, really hoping that there would be some little 2-minute scene at the end of this where Sam actually found them before John could go back and talk any more nonsense and correct them on what the situation was. And then he would come in the aftermath and have to deal with the question of why did you lie? Because Lamar would not have wanted his parents to be told that lie. I can guarantee that. And his sister did not buy it at all. And I love that they show that. And again, they keep showing how people that should be close to this guy and do support him are still side-eyeing him in everything he's doing. Even his wife, while she was supportive, she still had the side eye. Like,
she was side-eyeing.
I need you to stop. Pay attention to what you are doing. Stop right now. This is why you're in the position that you're in. But he wasn't listening. And then what happened? We got Julia Louis-Dreyfus' fine ass coming onto the scene with all of her awesome sexiness. And she a villain. Well,
my keyboard is dead, so I was going to type to you, but I'm using the restroom.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, let me type. Oh, my keyboard is dead. Well,
I'm having all of the technical difficulties today.
Don't touch me!
But yeah, so Julia Louis-Dreyfus comes in, and I didn't think, everybody still up to this last minute, trying to figure out who the power broker is. Is it Sharon? Is it somebody else? Is it this character that just came in? No, it's not. But she does work with the power broker. I'm going to go on a limb right now and say that she is Sharon's second in command. Because she just the aura around her and how slick she was talking to John and his wife, trying to pull him in, get him on her side. I fully think she's Sharon's extra connect in the game. And when shit's really going down, Julia's the first person that Sharon's calling so they can work out what the hell is happening and what they need to do. And what did we see at the end? Sharon, everybody gave Sharon the shadow of the doubt up until the very end. Even all of the theorists that put it out there, like maybe she's the power broker. Nobody said for sure. Nobody ever said for sure it's her. Did you?
I was like, she got to be the power broker.
I still didn't think she was. Everybody but Meeks apparently gave Sharon the shadow of the doubt. They were like, okay, she's doing some grimy shit. She might be working for the power broker, but she ain't the power broker. Nah. Sharon is the woman in charge.
Ridiculous.
And she played Sam. She didn't need that damn pardon. Let's be real.
She did not.
She did not need that pardon. Sharon was going to do whatever the fuck Sharon was going to do. But she got that pardon, and
the privilege.
The whole other side of the globe in the game.
Privilege. The privilege.
She lost her chemist, yeah. But now she got that pardon. She back in the US. She got all the access she need.
All of it.
With that one little piece of paper.
Yay!
And nobody is going to see it coming until the very end. Like she already has Fall Guys in place. Like that's why they gave us Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. That's why we have her. Everyone is gonna have eyes on her. Ain't nobody's gonna be thinking about Sharon.
Nope.
Sharon is probably gonna go back to working for some high level something or other, because we saw, eventually Fury caught on what was going on with Robert Redford's character and Insight and Hydra infiltrating SHIELD, but it took him a while. It damn near took him to the last minute before he saw it and started trying to put.
I'm just going under my table. Don't mind me.
Okay, that's going under her table.
I gotta plug up my Listen, I bought this keyboard before my birthday, and this is the first time I've ever had to charge it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing because
that's
I
decently
can't
powered.
Yeah, I can't type at all right now. I'm like, maybe if I just like hit it real quick. No, I gotta plug this in.
Yeah. She played everybody, and you know what? She's in the same realm as Zemo for me. I am here to see what that game is.
Me too. I'm very curious.
Sharon right now, because in my mind everything always goes back to Thrones. Sharon in my mind is what Cersei wishes she was.
Ooh.
Sharon is playing the fucking Game of Thrones, and she's winning.
So, random side note: are you gonna be watching the spinoff?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
of course. Checking. Yeah, that's not even a question. That is yes. All right. Fail or win, I will be watching to see all of the fuckery if it ends up being fuckery. Everything. Oh yes.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah. We'll be having conversations. Okay. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I ain't letting you go. You ain't going no damn where now. Now we connected. It's a wrap. When Witcher come up, I'm hitting you up about that too.
I'm ready. His thickness.
Oh, we're doing this. We're doing this. Look, when we finally get season 6 of The Expanse, it's on and popping.
I am so ready. I'm on season 2 right now.
Woo! I'm waiting for you to catch up because I don't know if you because I'm in the middle of my own rewatch and I'm ready to talk about it whenever you are. If you want to do the stream, we can do.
I have just upped it to twice a week because I realized my schedule was anime heavy. And one person mentioned it, and I was like, "Well, since you mentioned this, are you asking for something specific or not?" Because I was planning on doing one extra of the live actions a week. So.
Okay.
I did. I saw it.
I have not seen it yet, but I do plan on watching it. I like I said, I meant to watch it this morning when I woke up, but I had a lot going on.
It was maybe like 2.
And yes, Amy,
2 videos.
You know how I look. Me and Amy and the crew with
Amy
Dragons with Steven and John.
Okay, Amy. Well, if you're not on my channel watching stuff, you should come and watch my stuff because I'm in the middle of reactions right now.
Yes,
tomorrow is supposed to be season 2, episode 4, I believe.
I'm telling you, y'all know I only bring people on here that I fucks with heavy. Okay. Watch Meeks' reactions. Seriously, she will give you all of your life. And mind you, this is the first time that she's going through and watching The Expanse. So like every reaction is genuine.
I know nothing. And I made it to the point where I know nothing. I know nothing Jon Snow.
And that's how cool our Expanse community is. Everyone knows that it's your first time and we do not put spoilers in the comments at all. All we say is keep watching. You got questions, you won't get an answer. Keep watching.
God bless.
Yeah. So absolutely, please definitely go check out Meeks' channel. I'm pretty sure I have her in the description. So click on that link, hit that bell, and please go check my lady out if you want to see more. And I think you want to see more. Trust me, AK ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm very entertaining. I'm very entertaining.
And that's not a boast. That is not a boast at all. That is just a fact.
I try. Are we on episode 5 right now? Are we on episode 5?
Actually, we've been going in between episode 5, 6, and
because 6 to me is like because 6 to me
the penultimate, I think, because we got that last glimpse of Isaiah, and I love that conversation happened because even Isaiah in his feels, Sam helped bring him out away a little bit, not all the way. He still has that hurt, and I absolutely understand. But he sees a little bit more of the sunshine coming through in the darkness.
It reminds me of listening to your grandparents just talk about what they went through.
Aaron, you stop it right now. Go click that.
Go click that. Disrespect.
Oh, you are not a failure. Stop that. You know, I'm just messing with you, girl.
It's just disrespectful. But how you listen to your family or your elders talk about things they went through, like you don't discount it, you don't reject it, you just listen and you process it. That's the most important thing. Don't try to make light
of the situations. I think Sam handled it perfectly.
Exactly. Because I had that situation like with my family. Like the one time I think Logan was the only actually white boyfriend that I've had. And the one time she was like, I don't know. My grandma was like, I don't know if I can get used to it. And I was like, that's completely fine. That's 100% fine. I'm not going to ask you to. I'm not going to ask you to change your ways. I'm not going to ask you to do anything you don't want to do because that's not what it is. You let me know. You know what I'm saying? You let me know how you're feeling. I'm saying that's what it is, because she's not used to me having any type of white friends or anything like that. So now I think, how long I've been friends with Lisa? Ooh. Lisa was my boss, but now she's one of my good friends, one of my best friends. I think like 10 plus years. She now asks about Lisa. It took about 8 years for her to ask about Lisa, but I'm like, yeah,
you do like that sometimes.
I'm not gonna rush you. And that's what you can't do that with elders who've had their own experiences. Yeah.
And I think it's wrong for anyone to try to do that.
It's you just have to listen, and you just have to make sure that what happened to them, you understand how they felt, and depending on how they reacted or what happened to them, the consequences of their actions, because we always have consequences.
Yes.
You take that and you put that into your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that Sam sat down and listened to Isaiah, gave him a chance to speak, because Isaiah was forced silent for so long. He couldn't tell his story. And he got a chance to tell his story. Now, I don't understand how I made it through this episode without crying. I don't know how.
If you go and watch my reaction, I didn't make a sound, and I purposely held my hand up to try to cover it, but it's very clear that there were tears in my eyes and coming down my face.
I'm just like, it hurt my soul. But I was just happy that he was out and nobody was bothering him.
Yeah. I'm saying. And Sam was able to not only help him to see a little bit of light, but to give his career and all of the good that him and those men that were in the experiments with him did. Like, he has that plaque. He has that information out in the public now, and he does not have to fear going too far from his neighborhood and being shot in the head just for being who he is. Well, on a certain level, he doesn't have to have that fear. On a certain level. From where his military stance is with the government, he doesn't have to have that fear anymore. And that was, believe, a very real fear that could have happened.
Yep.
There's a reason that nurse made it so it looked like he was dead in the files.
Yeah.
He had to disappear.
So I'm glad that he had that, but I'm also glad that he went back home. Like, he took that information. He didn't immediately act on it. He took that information and he went back home
for a bit.
And he thought on it.
And it also took his sister talking to him and saying, yo, and she again was also respectful of the situation. But Sam, you're your own man. Are you really going to let that
somebody else
break you?
Yeah, somebody else decide what you want to do.
Yeah.
And we're skipping over the best part about Sam being home, Bucky.
Let's talk about the Sarah and Buckiness of it, okay? Well, I'm putting it out there. It's happening. If Bucky does not go back to Wakanda and him and Ayo don't hook back up, it's gonna be Sarah.
I don't want it to be Sarah. I want it to be me.
Bucky is not coming out of the pages of Marvel to come see you, okay? You want Sebastian, and I support that. I understand, but I'm sorry, you're not gonna get Bucky.
I can roast a whole chicken. I can spatchcock it. But I swear, listen,
It's
Listen.
happening. And let me tell y'all, Black siblings, especially when it comes to boys looking out for this sister, whether that sister is older or younger. Hell, when it comes to even cousins, because look, you look at me and my cousins that are here. Okay, one of the youngest ones will tell you. Okay, when she up and thought it was cool to bring her boyfriend in high school to the family cookout at my mama's house, bruh. He got introduced, and didn't nobody say no hard shit to him, but me and like two of my boys, that spouses of two of my other cousins, we all in the kitchen talking nerd shit. The other folks was in the house doing something else, so he came back there, thought he was gonna chill with us because we had a couple beers, we talking about Marvel and whatnot, and he stepped into the kitchen, and we all just stopped talking and looked at him.
Yep.
Up and down. And he turned around and walked away.
Absolutely.
Okay, look, and I've said it before. That scene in Bad Boys 2 that Martin and Will did with his daughter, I've done that shit. I've done that with my friends. No, like Martin said, them little Thundercats coming in here to take my baby out. No, I've never had a child in my life, but I guarantee you, I claim many kids that are not mine.
I'm trying to see how strong you are, sir.
Shit, I will put the fear of God in anyone.
Are the balls untucketh? Because if your balls aren't untucketh, don't come up in here.
Look. I've gone and broken up a whole ass house party that my cousins thought that they were slick having when my aunt was out of town.
Oh, that's cute.
I walked in. It was some little boy in there, and when I saw him, he had his zipper down, and I said, "You come here."
You had thought.
What's wrong with your jeans? He said, "Oh, my zipper broke." Well, you can walk the fuck home and go get a different pair of jeans where the zipper ain't broke.
Oh, you had thought, didn't you?
But like you really thought. You really thought. Like, and mind you, I'm not some goody two shoe. Okay, I helped them cover up shit that they had, some other dirt shit that they was doing before too. But that shit I did not play on.
They had thought.
No,
that's cute.
No,
that's cute. That's really cute.
You can ask any one of them if they ever come up in my chat rooms. We just don't play that. And with our little girls now, we always on the same shit. Everything you saw Falcon do, that is the shit that happens all the time. No, hey, you my boy, but don't even try to flirt with my sister. And I don't care. I understand. Sarah started it. I saw that. I don't give a fuck. She can flirt with you. You can't flirt with her. That's just the way it is. Deal with it. Get your little blush, cute smile, and walk the fuck away. And
I bet you smell. I bet your Bucky smell like pine. He gotta smell like pine and like fresh crackling fire.
He just walk around smelling like a whole ass crackling fire.
Yes,
smelling like Mr. Clean.
Like yes, I'm here for it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I'm saying that's real shit. I mean, if it comes down to it, yeah. If they let Bucky have a girlfriend, it's going to be Sarah, and it's not just going to be no simple girlfriend because one, Sarah ain't gonna be on that. Sarah ain't gonna be putting up with that fuck shit. It's not gonna be no flyby.
That's my man's. That's what that is.
Like you saw that, and there's a reason they showed Bucky at the cookout at the end. Y'all don't understand what a big deal that is. He already has the kids on his side. That is first and foremost. Okay, he has those two boys that are Sarah's sons on his side already. You saw them running around playing with him.
Absolutely.
That's the first end. And his best friend is Sarah's brother. So while Falcon is gonna put him in check if some shit happen, best believe that's the best end that he could get.
Absolutely. I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it.
I'm not. I'm here for it.
What did you think of Captain America's suit?
Oh, the Wakanda suit. I didn't expect it to have so many of the white shades on it. But I think that's really just because I expected to see more of the effects of vibranium while he was fighting, and I didn't see that. So, but what I did say when me and Lauren were first watching was, I guarantee you, Shuri already had the schematics for that in the picture. Cause that's why he was able to get that suit so quick. Okay, Shuri didn't have to think about a damn thing. All Io had to do was make the phone call and Shuri hit print. And
she
sent it on its way. Yep. because Shuri is a forward thinker like that. She has
like
schematics for suits for everybody. I guarantee it.
I felt like his suit was extra suity because they knew he was extra human.
Extra human, and
Like,
it's got all of the extra padding.
He needed to have it covered up
and
to the gods.
He was full on hitting people with the wings. And granted, yeah, we saw that with the old suit, but this was packing a hell of a lot more punch. And speaking of the old suit, actually, this is where Torres is going to come in. Because
that's what I heard.
He walked away with that, and he said, "You know, I don't need that. You can keep it." Torres was like, "I said, oh yeah, you damn right. He gonna keep it. He's gonna fix it, and that's gonna be the next Falcon." And I love that they take a lot of the lore with mutants and how things go from the comics, and they do it in a decently scientific way to show it on screen. And that's something that he has a weird ass gene thing going on, splicing with like an actual bird in the comics, and they're doing that. They're doing it a lot better here. I like that he's just taking Falcon's old suit.
Okay, Aaron, I see you. I don't like how it was like wiggly. He had extra skin meat right here, but I do understand why they wanted to cover him up, because his ass is human AF.
Yeah, he's not the superhuman that Steve Rogers is.
Ain't
not the superhuman that Bucky is like. But you saw all they did was give Bucky a leather jacket and a new arm, and he was all right.
He all right.
Sam needs more protection than that.
That's the White Wolf. White Wolf is good.
Yeah, exactly. The
White Wolf is fine.
And also, actually, we skipped over that part when Falcon tried to talk slick, talking about, you spent a little bit of months in Wakanda, and you think you White Panther now. And he was like, no, actually, it's White Wolf.
I'm just saying.
They gave you a cool. I want a Wakanda nickname. Why the fuck you got a Wakanda nickname? I want one.
You don't get one.
Like, bruh, Bucky has been running Black Ops for Wakanda. Okay, he earned that shit. You ain't gonna earn nothing yet.
I just hope that this is not the end of Sebastian Stan in the MCU. Like, I need more of him.
No, it can't be. It can't. He's far too important.
Good.
He's far too important. And like I said, I think we are very close to getting a season 2 for this show. I don't believe we'll get a season 2 from WandaVision. I don't think we need a season 2. But for this, they can continue this, because even after the big shit comes up with the Multiverse of Madness and they're in that,
it's just easier to do like smaller scale stuff with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And I mean, as great as we think they are still side characters in the story. So this is a great way to show them and all the skills that they have to bring to the table. So I loved all of this. I thought it was great. One thing I will say for Carly is I don't think that's the last we're gonna see of her. I know that they had the thing blown up at the end, the truck that had
she wasn't in there.
Them on there, but yeah, she wasn't on that. Oh wait, no, did they actually kill her off?
They said that she was dead, but
she was dead. But it's something about her character. It's something about her character that just makes me think, no, they found a way to preserve her.
There is still one soldier left, and that's the soldier who was in the helicopter who fell into the water because Sam had to go get him.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's the only one.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, they said he's in what was he? He was in Hudson or something, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't on in that truck with the rest of them. But again, shout out to Zemo. This is why I said Zemo was still making moves even when he was locked up before.
Zemo is that dude.
It didn't take much more than a phone call for him to go
plans
tell
on plans.
Yep.
Plans. I got a plan for that.
Yeah,
I got a plan for that. It was really bulky.
It was. That's what I was saying. I think they need to tighten it up just a little bit. But I get it.
But I understand how it fits. It's like a unitard with a vest on top, and that vest is the thick piece, so they need to thin out the vest section. Yeah. But yeah, that was a hell of a shot. And I'm just like, man. And the way he read those senators, like sometimes I wish I could. Like, do you hear yourself? You remember
In Living Color? The movie commentators, 3 snaps up.
Yes, 3 snaps in a circle.
2 snaps in a rewind. Yes, I was here for every word. Like, he called him out, and not only did he call him out, but it wasn't behind closed doors. Again, the world was watching. Everybody saw that on the live streams.
You could tell by the camera angles where they were going, which I appreciated, because people are like, why did this have to put that in there? Because it's important, because this is what Sam does. Sam is a mediator.
Yes.
It's what he does. It's his job.
Why he should have been Captain America. Before Captain Fapton came in and fucked it up every time, he was getting to Carly.
Yes,
and again, I don't want people to forget, Carly's own people were questioning her. They were loyal and they were trying to follow the plan, but they were still questioning as the violence escalated. That's how you that's how you know that they were still human. That's why I said that guy that he killed did not need to die. It was that was not the job that you were sent to do.
No, it's kind of frustrating just reading people's negative opinions about that. Like, oh, well, they didn't have to do this. This is just like catering to the woke. I was like, you ever realize that the people who say woke the most
don't know what it means?
Yeah, like that's not what. No. You got to think about who's saying woke, because the people who are actually understanding of other people's situations.
That's not just a Game of Thrones reference. That's specific A Song of Ice and Fire reference. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And then I'm just like, listen, we're not just listen to you. Do you hear yourselves? Is that the thing? Like, do you?
That's the thing. They don't. They're like Captain Fapton. They like to just speak the words and think that it's doing all of the greatness, and it's not. It really isn't. And this whole show, like WandaVision, was a very big case study on mental health, and this show continued that, but it also showed the repercussions in the inner workings of the government and how all of that goes with who's actually in the right and who are the terrorists. You know, can Carly and her group be considered terrorists? Yes. Were they completely wrong?
No. The way they went about it was wrong. It's
the
like
way they went about it, and Sam said that.
Sam said, again, "I agree with what
being
you're
a
doing."
Grief counselor,
yes,
was the best thing for him to be Captain America, because he has that double-edged sword. That's something that even Steve couldn't bring to the table. So yeah, the whole wrap up. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, honestly, but that's what happens with a good show. They leave us wanting more, and I am still firm that we will definitely get at least a season 2. We might not get a season 3 or 4, but at least a season 2.
But we're definitely going to get a movie as well, because they're talking about.
Yes, and they are definitely going to be in some. I believe Captain America 4 is going to be with Sam being Captain America.
I'm so excited about that
news we've gotten. Yes, and I'm looking forward to that. So looking forward to that. But the time is now 8:02.
Yes,
and we have gone into some tangents, and I know my lady Amy is waiting. We have a stream coming up in the next few minutes, so we're gonna wrap up here. This has been an excellent ride. I have enjoyed seeing all of the reactions from folks that I watch, and I've watched Meeks, Sean Tank Top. There's a few others that
I watch a ton
with the reactions, and it's just I love seeing how different people react to seeing all these things and the genuine reactions. You know, there's some people that put out fake reactions. You can tell right away when they're being fake. I only watch the real folks, and those are the only folks that I recommend to y'all. Which is why I brought this lady here with us to chat about these shows. And best believe this is not going to be the last time you see her.
Never.
We're doing this.
Nah. That's what happens.
Yes. And it's always fun. And again, thank you, Meeks, for coming through. It's always fun hanging with you. I love the laughs. Again, Meeks is a very funny person. I love the joy that she brings and the energy that she brings to the streams.
I try.
And you succeed. You try and you succeed. And all love to Lady Lauren. You know, she had to bow out because, it is hella late in Scotland. Time zones are not helpful with some of the live streams. And as we know, life does not stop for the streams. So we can't always link up and be together, but we try to do what we can. Thank you guys all for coming in, everyone that was able to make it. Please stay tuned. The next few minutes, I'm probably going to grab another beer, and me and Amy are going to chat about Kung Fu. And if you haven't seen it yet, come join us anyway. Maybe we'll entice you to watch. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Meeks, I know you got a couple things coming up again, so remind the folks where to find you, please.
Currently I am watching Lucifer, The Expanse, The Uncanny Counter. I have a poll going on for a second K-drama. I have The Rising of the Shield Hero and a plethora of other anime that I am watching, and I'm also getting ready to start Pokemon Snap. I'm so excited. And then after that, next week will be Resident Evil 8 Village. So that's all on my channel. You guys want to join me over there? It's use it youtube.com/Manic Meeks. Sure.
Yeah, just go in the description and click on the link. It's right there.
Somewhere in there.
You got to do the work.
Somewhere in there. I do lots of things. So that's where I am all the time. I have a video every single day for you guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So again, thank you all for joining us. Come back. Let's talk some Kung Fu, and then come back in the next couple weeks. We're going to have some more good stuff for you. All right.
Absolutely.
Hearts and sneakers. See y'all.